in the My Settings panel of the game.
All right. Broadcast has begun.
Whoa. Woo!
I'm recording.
I'm trying to get the link. Here we are.
Yeah. The link.
I'll put it in.
Barcode. The great link.
Oh, yes. There we are. The great link is full of jerks. Show barcodes. I don't see any barcodes.
It says it's under My Settings. Whatever.
Why do you need a barcode?
I don't know what the barcode
I'm
is
trying to
for.
get into the iPad Roll20, and it.
Oh, wait.
claims-
There's a button that says QR code for tablet. Perhaps that is...
I bet that's it.
Totally foobard.
Yeah.
I pressed that button, and now I see a QR code. Do you want me to describe it to you, Steve?
All right, start in the upper left corner.
I don't know why.
White, black, white, gray.
Yeah, everything about QR codes is already a little funny to me. But that was just that made me
This
happy.
is just another in the long list of things that make Roll20 a cluster.
Just the indignity of it all.
And yet, let me tell you how much better this is than what we used to have.
You could share your screen, I guess.
Actually, that's kind of them. That way we get to see what Scott's planning, too. So this will be really helpful.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm not sharing my screen.
All right. Well, I'll just have to guess what my character's stats
Well,
are. then.
you should go to, if you go to the little gear icon, My Settings, and then scroll all the way down, I bet there's a little button that says QR code for tablet
No, I think that's just you.
under experimental features.
No, I have no such thing.
I don't have it either.
Well, I don't know what's going on. Maybe I'll, I can, it's an image. Here, I'll drop this image into Slack.
Seamless. Oh, we're going to Slack now. Yeah, let's throw Slack into
QR
the-
code with future people.
It's a good idea.
What could go wrong?
Why
I
does he
will
need a
mail you
code?
this QR code. It will arrive in 5 to 7 business days.
I still occasionally get emails from people who have a QR code in their email signature, and it's just like, I don't know. I guess that's how I feel if I 10 years ago getting an email from somebody like at AOL.com. So now it's, yeah.
Are you sure it's not some sort of malware vector?
There
Like
it
some
is!
really bad malware vector.
There it is.
It's like the equivalent of being like, this is an email from a caveman.
Here we go. Oh, boy, that was fast.
I mean, when you think about it, those cave paintings were the earliest QR codes.
That's not no.
Nope. Yep. Think about it.
No.
I'm still thinking. No.
All right, so
all right.
I did that, and it
did you
goes
scan?
back to the screen. And then I try to do it, and it makes me scan it again.
No.
It's,
It seems like it's seamless.
so yeah, it's a piece of crap. Oh, well. I guess I'll have to avoid the iPad this time.
Maybe
Oh, wait. The third time's the charm.
Perfect. Seamless. All right, well, I'm recording. We're broadcasting.
We're 2/3 of the way there. We just need to do something now.
We should start. Welcome, everybody.
Don't do things.
So when we last left off, you had entered the town of Cled. You met a bunch of people. You told a bunch of lies.
How many lies?
I still feel bad about that.
You found out about a cave that was full of treasure, apparently.
Trickle Rock Cave.
Trickle Rock Cave. The owner of the Melico Stoneworks told you about this cave. And off you went. Well, you spent the night in Cled at the Swinging Sword Inn. And then you went off to the cave, where you found it was a very large cave. Everyone was bored until you entered the internal chamber, in which a tiny baby beholder called a spectator
Beholder lit.
floating. And I had thought about making it a full beholder, but I'm glad I didn't, because the tiny baby
Sorry.
beholder nearly
Yep.
killed you all. But you killed it, and then you saw some treasure, and Ulal was very excited, ran to the chest, and he stuck to the chest, because it is, in fact, a mimic, and that's where we stopped.
Now,
So
the
we
map
look at the
suggests that
chest,
only
and the chest is
Carlos
stuck
and
on me.
Amlal are in the room, and the rest of us are hiding around the
Yeah,
corners.
That is correct.
Yeah,
That sounds right. It
As far as
sounds
Victor is
accurate.
concerned,
Hiding?
we can just leave.
And during this battle, Umlal had laid into Regdar pretty heavily.
Regdar remembers this.
Yes.
No, I'm sorry. That's a mistake. That didn't happen.
Some spells
I
were
think-
reflected and shattered the group.
Hearts were broken.
Hearts were broken. Promises were
We
made.
were.
And now I guess we should just start with initiative. Because
Scott, what map are we on? I don't think I'm on the right map.
you're not on
Just
the
scroll
right
to the right and down.
Yeah, you're the one next to the mimic.
Oh my!
Right and
map.
down.
Yes, it's
I
a very
am not
large
seeing
map.
a mimic or myself.
Right
It-
and
it is-
down.
It is a very large map.
Enhance.
Yeah.
Is it a map called Untitled?
I don't think it's called Untitled.
I'm
Oh,
on the
Dan,
wrong map.
Dan, that's only you can do that because do you have dungeon master privileges on this map?
Oh.
Oh,
Interesting,
you do.
interesting question. I might have dungeon. Oh,
I
you're
think you
back.
do. 'Cause
Wow,
you've seen all
your
these
privilege
maps.
is biting you in the butt.
Yeah.
Hey, we win, guys! Good news. I'm the dungeon master now.
Curses.
No, the idea of on wall was the dungeon master.
Is that winning?
Terrifying.
Is that what winning is?
Me,
Yeah.
dungeon master. You all rocks fall, but you guys fine.
I like how you escalated your dungeon master privilege from I can't tell what map to look at to we all win. That was
It's
Checks
his-
out.
his Dungeon Master skill.
Oh yeah,
Dan, since you're
there's a
special,
mimic.
You're in a map called Treasure Cave.
So wait, can Amal just look at all the other maps? Amal, tell us what's ahead.
I've seen
I
this
can't
movie.
anymore. I changed it.
Okay.
But there's interesting stuff coming, guys. Let me.
You guys. All
right, so what-
we are rolling
What are we starting with? Initiative.
initiative.
We're rolling new initiative.
We'll roll a new initiative because I do not remember the old initiative.
That's
Smart.
Seems fair, I think.
I bet mine was better before.
All right,
guess.
Dan. Oh,
I just rolled it.
Yeah.
It is 13.
all right. You go after me, Carlos, or Jason. Go last. Shara.
Shara. Remind me, does 5th edition can you have a bonus to initiative order?
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Should be in the top middle kind of your character sheet. Right
Oh,
underneath.
that's right.
your-
I remembered having like really good.
Next to the
like a
So
flag or
22.
something. All right, you go
22.
first.
Damn.
Rizar.
I got a 9.
All righty. Presta.
Feel better about your 9. I got an 8.
Roll 2 and average them.
And Ketchka.
I got a 13.
Got a 13. That is
I got a
the
rock.
same as Umlal.
By the way, in case you've forgotten, I am a 3-green bard.
I know we'd skip that. We do that all the time.
Try
People
every
complain,
time to
so-
forget.
Steve,
I have not been able to.
Steve,
my
nobody
favorite.
cares. Nobody cares. Steve.
I care.
think
I
somebody
care.
cares.
Sure,
Somebody
you're
out there
beloved.
cares, damn it.
You're
I'm gonna
literally
find
on.
them.
You're literally on the T-shirt, but nobody cares.
Do you remember what sex and or gender your 3-green bard is?
Female.
That was a problem last time.
Excellent. So Steve and Dan, you both have the same initiative. So in the new enlightened 5th edition, you can choose who goes first if you like.
Aw.
Well, I should definitely wait to get eaten by. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna wait for Kachka because maybe he'll like come help.
Save you?
Maybe.
Well,
All right.
maybe.
Also,
I'm
she.
50-50.
She.
So you
So,
get
I already
yourself
blew it.
attacked by a guest, and then you just stand there waiting for people to fix it.
It's like, this not like any chest I'll ever run into before. It kind of handsy.
It's giving you a hug with its teeth.
Is Umwal still filled? I thought you were gonna get over that once you got over your jet lag. So
Nope, we're doubling down.
just lean into
Proof
it.
popular with the
So-
with the fans.
I may bring back the
Shara.
catch voice if this keeps up. Watch out.
Shara, your turn. Shara. I'm not
Shara.
gonna remember. Shara,
Did you get my initiative, Scott, or was I so slow that I'm just last?
I got your initiative. You are last.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, you rolled an 18. Because you rolled. Was it a 4 or an 18?
Well, the first one I rolled it twice and it didn't do anything because I didn't have my token selected. So you can either take my first roll, which is a 15, or my proper roll, which is an 18. I don't care.
I
You
will
choose.
Well, now this changes everything.
What?
It doesn't change everything. Just changes one thing: the position of your card. All right,
Nice.
Shara still goes first.
Okay, so from over here, did I hear him like scream? Do I know what's going on? Because I'm around the
Well-
corner.
Roll
Doesn't really scream.
Perception check.
Okay. So sorry, I'm not well acquainted with this character yet. So I rolled a 19 and my
You heard
Okay.
what sounds the unmistakable sounds of a treasure chest attacking a party member.
It's very distinctive. The clanking of metal and wood is okay.
Sounds good.
So my speed is 30, so I guess I'm just gonna start running.
Run!
And
And these squares are
that's about
5 feet. I say
close.
that because in other maps they will be 10 feet.
Oh, okay, that's good to know. Well, I think all I can do is get about here, and I don't think I can get a good view of it. So I think
No,
that's my
Your view is disrupted by a column.
yeah. That's okay. Yep. Okay. So I'm coming, giant guy, but I don't know.
Giant guy.
I don't know, you're on your own so far. But now it's Carlos's turn with his new improved initiative.
Yes, and Carlos loves to run, and so he runs away and leaves Omlal to the treasure.
Me thought we friends.
Carlos
Okay,
runs.
we need
Carlos
friends.
runs up to the mimic and hits it with his warhammer because he can do that.
Or attempts to hit it.
25 versus AC.
You were correct, you hit it.
12 damage.
All right, the chest has
And
been...
that's attack number 1, but I get to dual attack, Scott.
All right.
Right. Level 5.
18 versus AC.
18 versus AC will hit.
17 damage.
That was
Nice.
me dramatically scanning this webpage to figure out what the AC was. All right. It's still fine. Well, fine, relative term, but it's okay. It does have Umlal grappled, and it is now its turn, so it's going to attempt to devour Umlal.
Good luck with
because
that.
That's the way this thing does. That's how it eats.
I'm still sad about hitting Regdar. Maybe he should.
I think this chest's eyes are bigger than its stomach, which it doesn't have because it's a chest.
Does an 18...
Isn't it all stomach basically when you think about it?
Interesting point.
And wasn't it inside us all along? 18 versus AC on Umlal.
My AC appears to be 16.
Well, then you appear to take 4 points of piercing damage and 6 points of acid damage as this tongue kind of wraps around you and slobbers all over you.
Ow. All right, so that's 10 points of damage.
Interesting.
You appear to take 10 points.
Oh, yes, sorry. But in fact, I am fine.
Yeah, but Almo, you gotta play it up. So
That's
Oh, that really hurts.
play along. It's a theater of the mind, people.
Yes, good
Kachka,
job, chest. Good bite.
Kachka, you see one of your party members run into the room.
Yes. That's great.
I hear Umlal. I imagine Umlal made some kind of sound of distress as a chest into him.
I do so love watching my party members run. It's great. I also am going to run into the room because it looked like a huge amount of fun. So I'm going to...
Leisurely stroll.
No, I'm going to run. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4,
Buckle my shoe.
5,
Yes.
6. Can I see that mimic from where I'm standing?
Can you see a mimic from there? No.
All right. If I move one more square, because I got one more.
You can see the column much better, but you still cannot see the mimic.
Well, crap. Can't do anything if I can't see it.
I forget. Can you move again if you're not going to attack?
Yep, you can do a double move.
Yeah, but then I don't get to attack. So what the hell's the point of that?
That is
Well, then
true.
you're like in a great position for next time. You'll have a great view of Almo getting eaten by a chest.
Oh, that does sound good.
There you
okay.
go.
See,
Yeah. So.
Regdar has appointed himself morale leader.
All right. I will move slightly further into the room. Doot, 2,
You can see
3.
it now.
I can see it now. Excellent. And as a bonus action, I will give Omlal a bit of bardic inspiration.
Oh, well, you are your spirit is buoyed,
I'll have great idea.
and it now your turn, Almal.
I will not get eaten. That's my idea. All right. Well, I am going to. So I'm grappled. Does that have any impact on me?
Other
Other than it trying to eat me?
you can't move away from it, and you have to spend your round trying to escape if you want to move away.
It makes
And
you feel
Oh,
very.
so I can't make an attack, huh?
Your speed becomes 0. Let's see. You can make an attack. You just can't move from
great.
hit.
Great, fine. I'll have no place else he'd rather be.
All right.
So I will hit it with my greatsword.
Will you?
25.
Will.
It's pretty great.
And I got 2 attacks because I too am level 5. So I will do
Goodness.
that.
This poor mimic.
24.
It's just waiting, minding its own business. All right, you
So
slash it.
21 total damage.
It is still alive, but it is looking not so great for a mimic.
If it was attempting to hide from rampaging adventurers, perhaps choosing the shape of a chest was a poor move.
Yeah, Amlal is pretty sure this monster is keeping him from some sort of gold in its stomach, so he is just angry about that.
It disguises
Regdar.
classic entrapment.
It's true.
You have to tell me if you mimic. That's the law.
Only if you ask. Only if you ask.
All
Oh
right.
boy, I can't wait for every single chest and door that Omwal comes to from now on. Hello, door.
Wait. Are
you
you
mimic?
mimic? You have to wait a long time before it answers.
All right. Well, Regdar is going to join the parade of heroes into the room where Omwal's getting killed.
Say, where is that parade?
So I'm going to go over here. Now, you know what? I am going to do something that is very unlike Regdar, but also very like Regdar. I'm going to
This
cast...
sounds great already.
No, I won't do that. Never mind.
Wait, I want to know what it
very
was.
like Regdar.
I was going to cast Expeditious Retreat, which allows me to dash, but it only lets me dash in future turns. I thought in my head I had done the math so I could close with the Mimic this turn, but that's not how it works. So instead, I'm just going to use my standard action to move further, but I would like to kind of cower behind one of the pillars within range of the Mimic. Now Regdar is gonna think in his head about mimics.
All
I'm
right.
glad you didn't choose to think in your spleen.
Regdar's a professional, Steve. I'm gonna think in my head about mimics.
Mimic.
Now that mimic did some acid damage to Omlal. Scott, does Regdar have any belief that mimics would be therefore have any resistance or immunities to acid damage? Because Regdar is about to spray acid on that mimic. In a future turn.
Whoa.
Regdar.
Would you like me to
Mimics
roll?
be tripping its
Would
chest
you
off.
would you like me to roll something?
No, mimics are a pretty popular and well-researched monster in this world because they are so unusual. All the kids want to hear stories about mimics, and you know for a fact that they are immune to acid damage.
Who
They are
these kids?
immune to acid damage.
It's Athos.
All right. What do I know about baby beholders? Because I don't think I'd ever seen one of those in Dark Sun before. Is that super weird for Regdar?
That you would have to roll something to.
What would you like?
find out
Would you like a wisdom or a history? What do you want?
I would like.
It happened to us in the past, so technically that's history, right?
I would
know,
like.
coincidentally-
I got some rope. Does that help? All right.
Coincidentally, when I
But
used
we've
to
been playing for
write,
20 minutes and no one had mentioned rope, so you know.
when Kachka used to write children's music, she wrote a piece called "Baby Beholder," and kids loved it.
Beholder. I would like an Arcana check.
Baby beholder.
To find out about baby
Arcana
beholders.
check from Regdar.
So you know that they are a lesser type of beholder, foul and deadly. They are an aberration. They are generally.
Baby beholder, close your eye. That's all I
It
got.
usually takes more than like 15 minutes for us to go.
Yeah, I was
completely
gonna
off
say.
the rails.
I feel like usually the singing happens late at night, but I don't know. Maybe
This
some
is
of these
what
guys
happens
start.
when we start at noon. Everybody's still nice and fresh. We haven't
Well,
had like the
everybody's
evening.
fresh.
Well,
It's not new.
No one's been beaten down by life yet.
Yeah, Erica, I'm really having the trouble parsing the difference between fresh and drunk. So it's
It wasn't the drunk Prince of Bel Air.
it's a thin line here on Athos.
You know that they
Fair.
are generally summoned from someplace.
All right, got it. Probably used in a war between wizards. I've been around Dark Sun.
Yada
There you
yada
go.
yada.
Yeah.
And you know the big thing that they don't have, they only have 4 rays, but they don't have the anti-magic ray that irregular big beholders generally have. Which was quite useful for it not to have, because it would have killed you all if it did.
Okay. I think Regdar's turn is complete. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you, Regdar, for your business. Presta.
Well, Presta's business is to, I guess I'll follow everybody else into this room.
You don't have to.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then probably from there I still can't see because pillars and whatnot.
Mhm.
So
That is correct. Well, let's see. Where are you? There. Yeah, you can't see it.
no.
You can see
They bounce an
Carlos.
arrow off the cave wall behind them and hope it hits the mimic.
You can try.
Works better if you put a boxing on the end of the arrow.
Why not? I might as well give it a shot because
Oh, give it a shot.
moving farther is not going to help me because I can move on my next turn and be able to see it to shoot because longbows shoot very far. So
All right. Presto.
nope.
You shoot it into the floor. And,
It was an 18. It worked
all
out to
right.
be an
Well,
18.
then you got close. Carlos, you feel an arrow whiz past your ear and then just shatter on the wall in front of you.
Meh, I tried. That's it.
You didn't hurt anybody. Shara.
You're getting,
Sorry, just think about it this
Scott.
way.
I
What-
believe you.
Think about it in
Both
all
ways
terms. What-
every time. You're
I'm going
guaranteed
to.
All right. Well, I'm gonna move.
Hey, Scott, I'm going to throw Shara into the mix.
No.
Deal with that.
Isn't that a
Oh,
wine?
It's He-Man's girlfriend, right?
That's right, Shara.
Ew.
And they're not going out.
They're siblings, but hey, maybe He-Man's like Game of Thrones, and we just
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
She's not He-Man's
Oh
type.
man, the gritty He-Man reboot. No, wait, did we do that with Dolph Lundgren?
That was not pretty.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to hit that mimic with an arrow from my crossbow, a bolt from my crossbow. I don't know what do I get a bonus to my roll on this? My character sheet is minimal here.
You should have your bonus should be
I think
dexterity
your dex.
plus your proficiency bonus.
Yeah. So if you're proficient in crossbow,
plus any feat-related bonus or
you do
whatever.
Okay,
I don't think
so I
There
rolled
aren't as many of those.
that's a 19.
a 19 will hit a mimic.
All right, now I need to find my D8.
Finally, someone else is hitting the mimic.
Well, I ran into the room.
I hit it twice.
It's pretty beat up.
Yeah, I mean, mainly it was that all of us were in another room when Omlal ran ahead and got himself killed. So
Excuses,
I don't-
It's very
excuses.
sad and
only
broken
took
up
a little
about
bit.
having to hurt my friend.
you're so broken up, you ran to the nearest treasure.
It's the only solace I could find.
And it hugged him. That's exactly what he was hoping for.
All right, so
true.
that's
But you're
6 piercing.
6 piercing. All right. Now a bolt is embedded deep within the mimic.
Hot.
I feel dirty. Carlos.
Carlos, yeah. All right, more hand. It's stop, everyone. Warhammer
Yes?
time. Here we go. 25 versus AC.
That'll hit.
11 damage.
All right, Carlos, on his first stroke with the hammer, brings the hammer down, and the mimic. I was going to say splinter, but it doesn't. It oozes into a mashed up pulp of mimic flesh.
Would you say he broke it down?
No, I would not.
Oh.
So Umlal's going to look for the shiniest thing among the remains of the mimic, whether it be some sort of treasure or like a tooth.
It is a tooth.
It's poop.
He's taking that tooth.
You now
Is it the mimic's tooth or the tooth of somebody the mimic ate?
Umlal does not care.
it is
Might be a gold tooth.
a mimic tooth.
Okay.
have-
I'm adding that to my inventory.
You
Guys,
Mimic tooth.
what do you think the normal resting state of a mimic is? Makes you think, doesn't it?
No.
It's too big.
It has many teeth.
That's a big mimic.
Mimics have a true amorphous form.
Okay, so they're like a blob.
So they go
Yes.
back to the Great Link.
That's
what happens.
That's true. They were basically the founders.
Ah,
Right.
damn it! Now
Imagine-
we have to test if any of us are mimics.
Imagine if Odo, instead of being in the form of a constable, was just a door on Deep Space Nine. That's
I would
what I'm
watch
saying.
that. I would watch that show.
All right, line up. I'll
Just
get the
makes like
count.
sardonic remarks when people pass.
And then the door is always like closing on cork. I would watch that show. I have simple needs.
Wasn't that door on the other side of the promenade?
So what are you doing? You've mightily killed a treasure chest that was
Well, I
not really
did.
a treasure
Thanks
chest.
for minimizing it there, Scott. You guys managed to beat up a box.
Dungeon Master, can you remind us, was there something strange about the north wall of this chasm? Of this, not chasm, cavern? Was it like a magic thing?
No, it was just me blocking out a part of the map I did not want.
All right.
in a way that would be nearly undetectable to anyone who looked.
Okay.
Is there anything at the eastern side over here?
Sorry, I saw that squiggly line as the universal symbol for magic and not the squiggly line for this is a wall. Regdar is,
Understood.
in the chaos of combat, Regdar was a little, disoriented.
I completely understand. All right, let's see here.
So what's the deal with this? Because this cavern seems to have some kind of architectural features and not just be a naturally occurring thing, and that it's got all these pillars and it looks like perhaps even some tiling on the ground.
So if you would take a few moments to examine the area, you notice the telltale signs of ancient dwarven ruins, and all of you would know that throughout the desert on Athis, there are any number of ruins that have been, buried by shifting sands and uncovered by shifting winds over the course of millennia. So this is not an unusual thing, certainly. And you also know that Kled is a dwarven town that was built on top of what they think is an ancient dwarven citadel.
So I missed Scott earlier. I asked, is there anything over on this east wall, or is this just more cavern wall here?
I am rolling to answer that question.
That's not suspicious.
If you roll and say there's just a wall there, I'm probably not going to believe you.
Just don't worry. There's nothing that you need over there.
Seamless.
Is there something that I need over there?
I am rolling for some treasure, people. You find some things.
Treasure people.
How many of these things are mimics?
Well, you have to find out.
He's got to roll for that.
I do. It looks like all of them are mimics.
So the mimic didn't have anything in his treasure cavity.
The mimic does not have anything called a treasure cavity.
Yeah. Also, Steve, please never say treasure cavity again.
If you're gonna shape yourself as a chest, you're gonna get a treasure cavity. That's just how it works.
Steve, please stop it.
Also, you cannot find its moneymaker.
Is that where money comes from?
Mimics make money?
Yeah, our economy
Yes.
is
Yep,
horrible. This
They
explains,
say money doesn't grow on trees. It comes in the treasure cavity of mimics.
This explains so much about Dark Sun.
If mimics brush their teeth every night before they go to bed, they don't get treasure cavities.
Good news, they'll have mimic tooth.
All right.
Well, make sure you brush it every
Yep,
night.
brushing it carefully in the corner.
Right.
So you examine this cavern.
We can't actually see the very edge of the wall. It's blacked
It's a
out.
cave. Yes, it is.
I think this is on purpose.
Oh, maybe.
That is not on purpose, but there's nothing there.
Oh, well,
Okay.
you're full of lies then, Scott.
There you go.
It is a wall. That makes
Look at that.
okay. Can you understand why I was asking now?
I understand. I understand. I don't understand these strange new tools. DMing in the 21st century is a lot more difficult than it used to be. So you find, as you examine the area, 120 gold pieces. You find two vials that appear to be full of potions of one kind or another, and you find a helm.
A helm.
That's like a hat, but in D&D.
That's right. You find
Thanks for this.
and I will
Regdar is here to help.
What does it look like?
Nobody let Regdar put on the headwear, okay?
True.
describe the helm.
Jeez, I put on one magic hat that kills people, and now I'm not allowed to wear any hats.
Yep, that is in fact the rule.
I do an Arcana check on the helm.
All right. It looks like it's like it covers your face. It has some these gems, green gems for eyes. They look like lenses. What did you get in your Arcana check?
I got a 20.
It is magical.
Yay!
And you would recognize it as a helm of comprehending languages.
Hey, everybody! It's a helm of comprehending languages.
Oh.
It,
I have no
it
idea
is-
what she just said.
If one of us wears it, will we understand what the heck Steve's talking about?
It looks like that.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
The helm of comprehending languages shoots fireballs.
Everyone on the podcast, I'm holding up a picture of the thing it looks like.
Wow, it looks like
It
some
looks-
sort of a monkey.
It looks way cooler than something that just lets you read a bunch of different languages.
Mm-hmm.
It is a thing that lets you read a bunch of different languages.
Yeah.
And
I
there are
can't
conversions.
read. Does it let me? Does it teach me to read?
Well, actually, you can use an action to cast the spell Comprehend Language, which I don't know if that includes spoken language. Let's see. Let's look up Comprehend Language, shall we? This is everyone's favorite part of D&D. Flipping through rule books to remember.
Guys,
what
if you
is-
want to say anything offensive, it'll be edited out later. This is your time.
I don't know. When Scott sings, like that's not a thing you want to cut out. That's fun.
No, I agree.
Oh, it is a thing you want to cut out.
I'm just here for the page flipping noises.
The listeners get annoyed if you cut out the page flipping stuff. It's weird.
Is that
That
true?
is true. It's Foley.
You understand the literal meaning of any spoken language you hear. You also understand any written language that you see, but you must be touching the surface on which the words are written, which seems weird. But
The literal meaning. That's an interesting.
It's like useful for understanding like giant billboards.
But not skywriting.
yeah, you can't touch skywriting. We'll never know what it means. So there you go. 3 things: 2 potions and a helm.
Man, if you only understood the literal meaning, that would be almost useless for English. Because
I take a sip of one of the
all
potions.
metaphor.
The
to
cat
see
is
if-
out of the bag.
I take a sip of one of the potions to see if I can figure out what it is.
That is not a good way to figure that out.
That's how you figure that out.
I disagree, but I can't stop you.
You know that potion is a potion of greater healing.
Beautiful. See?
So it's even better than Elmo's sword.
And there's another one. Who wants to try that one?
You're doing great.
Yeah.
One of these will kill him.
Good
I
job.
literally think I read somewhere that that's how you determine what a potion is.
Yeah,
That's
you
how
take a sip.
determine what
That's
the
true.
potion is.
That
So
seems like
I'm going to take a sip of the other one since everybody else is so gutless.
That is a potion of. I can't read my handwriting, so I have to look.
I mean,
at
for all we know,
Is
Put
a
on the
potion of
helm.
I can't read my handwriting the opposite of a helm of comprehend language?
Yes.
it just
They cancel
makes
each other
it
out.
complicated because, like, what if this is a potion that turns you into a 3 and also heals you? We would only know about
Oh,
one.
yeah, that's true. That is a potion of resistance.
All right. I don't tell anybody.
Well, you know that's a potion of resistance, and nobody else knows what it
You're
is.
just like, this one's just Coke Zero. Sorry.
Zero sugar. So there you go.
So what does a
Listen-
potion of resistance do, out of
A
curiosity?
potion of resistance will.
I'll never tell.
When you drink this potion, you gain resistance to 1 type of damage for an hour. The DM chooses the type or determines it from random. The options below. I will decide to do it randomly.
How about 30
I feel
times?
like that's a lot less useful.
Yeah, that sounds of light utility. to me.
We're going to go into a volcano. Roll randomly. Oh, it's for cold. Sorry.
Yeah.
It is a potion of psychic resistance.
Ooh.
Psychic resistance.
Oh.
Psychic resistance.
Sidekick?
Sidekick resistance. Yes.
Resistance.
Psychic.
Oh,
Yeah.
well then give it to Regdar.
Yeah.
Oh.
And a potion of greater healing does 4d4 plus 4 healing.
All right. Well, I don't need any of this crap. So anybody else want this stuff?
Uh,
I already
makes
understand
most-
too much.
I feel like a frontline fighter should probably be the one to have the healing.
yeah,
So not me.
I feel that way too.
Carlos.
That seems reasonable.
Psychic
Okay.
damage is ironically the only kind of damage resistance I can't get, so that actually would be not bad for me.
Yeah, but no one trusts you anymore after the mimic situation.
I was going to say.
I drink all the potions.
I'm okay with it.
And
Other
for all we
customers
know,
are
the mimic attracted him using some sort of psychic beam.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Or pheromones. Wait, no.
I'm sure that was it.
Or possibly Amal's just a dumbass. It's hard to say.
or
Possibly.
it's hard to determine. So who is taking the potions and who's taking the helm? The helm does not require attunement. So if people remember that some magic items in 5th edition require that you attune yourself to them. And you can only have, I think, 3 things attuned
Yes.
at once.
Well,
right.
Regdar
I'll
does.
say reading languages for chumps.
I have no interest in hearing other languages.
Regdar enjoys reading. So.
Oh, are we gonna have to give Regdar this hat? Oh my god.
Regdar always needs
Oh.
Guys, I already have a hat stand at my house. Does
You know,
anyone-
last time we gave you a hat, some dudes came and took it.
As you were arguing about whether or not you should give the hat to Regdar, you all turn around and you notice that Regdar's wearing a new hat. It looks like the helm you just found.
All right.
This
fine.
whole thing.
I had this for years.
Well, Carlos takes the potion of greater healing because he knows that it's going, it should go to a frontline fighter, and nobody's giving anything to Omlal right now. So,
And so the helm, Tony, just so you know, the helm of Comprehend Language is from the DMGs. You just need to use an action and you can cast Comprehend Languages.
Okay.
At will.
Nice.
Who's Will?
Will Beaton. So if you come across Will Beaton,
Oh.
he only speaks Klingon. So,
I will use the potion against sidekicks to get rid of him.
oh. And there you go. That's it. You spend some more time looking around. You don't find anything else.
Is there any? Were there more places in this cavern to go?
There are no other places to look. You
What?
investigated everything else.
We didn't even find any trickling rocks.
Yeah.
It is apparently a misnomer.
I'm going to yell, "Hey, elementals, where are you?"
I did not see this coming.
Yeah.
oh, good cavern, everyone.
You know, I'm going to feel around the
what's to
column
the north
if there's
there?
any secret buttons or anything on them.
There is nothing to the north.
No.
Okay, because it's blacked out, so I.
Yes, it is just
Team, can we remind ourselves what was our goal in coming to this cave? Other than we heard that there were weird things happening.
Wasn't there like
was
a
it.
a ritual
So
that
no,
you
that
done every like
somewhere
9
else.
days?
And it doesn't
Okay.
get
Somewhere else.
7 days.
All right.
This is
So-
you were talking to
Melico.
Melico, who owns Melico Stoneworks.
He said we were visiting him, and he mentioned that it might
She.
have treasure and elementals around it. She.
Mhm.
Well, we found the treasure.
And you also told her
It
that you
had one
were
mimic.
from Tyr and you would like to buy a lot of stone. So
Spectator
Yes,
is
we
not
did.
considered an elemental, so
Is this just what she does with people that are annoying that come to her shop? As she sends them to the murder cave.
this is part of
Actually respect that.
the hazing ritual for joining.
They could just put up a no solicitation sign. Really.
This is more fun.
And then you did hear about another cave where the Believers, which is this group
Yes,
of
the cult.
elders of the town,
Yes.
gather to perform ceremonies that are just fun rituals.
For the greater good.
Mhm.
And the person you spoke to, Luther, something like that.
Something
Luther,
Luther,
he was
or
a
Luther.
tanner.
Yeah.
And there were lots of Full House jokes.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it.
That well is dry.
He told you about this. He's one of them. He's a
I don't
believer.
remember it. It never happened.
And he thought that Melico had told you about the Believers, and you, being very clever, said,
Uh-huh.
well, he told half of us, so if you could just tell the other half of us. And him being
Because we don't have the time right now.
very, very stupid, agreed.
Why not get it from the source?
Guys, how many of you are starting to believe your own lies? Just checking in.
Well, Regdar, as I recall, you started this.
I do have a few notes for the Swinging Sword about their hospitality and their room service for
Yes,
my
you are.
hotel
Hotel
inspection.
Did you fill out a comment card?
You
I
need
did.
to import some hotels for the big tier.
Well, that's what
so-
we need. That's what we need the stone for, to build the hotels.
That's right. I think you were telling them that you need to repair the walls after the revolution or something like that.
Something like that. Yeah.
Mhm.
And he told you about this, but he didn't know they blindfold him when they take him to the cave because he's an idiot and they don't want him to tell people about it.
And the next meeting was 7 nights away. That was yesterday. So I got the sense that we might, barring more information, be sort of doing some some side quests and
clearing.
investigation while waiting
Such
for that
quests.
next meeting.
Right. And
Should we
does everyone
be
remember
leaving this cave then?
what you're looking for?
The delegation that
There
was,
you go. Okay.
and
good.
and more importantly, their papers, I believe.
Yes, so you were looking for
Yeah.
some trade papers, the halflings from BOGO, buy one get one free. That BOFO.
Love that.
I don't want to know what that spells.
They were on their way to freedom, but they never arrived. From freedom to Clef, they did not arrive in Clef.
And nobody had seen them on the road. And Shara actually, I believe, recognizes all of them, knows them, so she'll know them when we see them.
Yes. And you will know they were a mix. The trade delegation was a mix of halflings and other races. You were also told that
Other lesser races.
Two dwarves and
They're all lesser races. There are no
Yeah.
elves.
and you were also sent by, remember, the Templar Tier, and he said, or she actually asked you to look into. There's reports of kind of elemental cults gathering, and she wants to know.
Black something? Black Earth? Cult of the Black Earth?
The Black Earth cultists, and that was when you guys explained that you were attacked in that big sinkhole at the markets, and I believe you put 2 and 2 together, and those are and if you haven't, hey, now you've put 2 and 2 together.
That's a lot of math. I was told there'd be no math.
Those may have been Black Earth cultists.
I'm just glad it's not those blue oyster cultists. They're really worrisome.
And that is what your character should know at this point.
So should we be leaving this place?
Should we spend some hit dice before we do anything?
Oh, that's a great
Yeah,
idea.
this is like a great place to rest because there sure as hell ain't anything going on here.
Let's take an hour.
You
How
just
do
got some sweet treasure.
I totally don't remember how hit dice works.
So you roll one, and you whatever die it is, and add your con mod, and you get that many hit points back.
Con mod. And then
If
after
you
a long
click the
rest,
hit dice,
Cons.
if you're using the character sheet, just click where it says hit dice.
oh, there you go. And after a long rest, you gain back half of your hit point value.
But we're just doing a
half
short rest.
half of your
Half of your hit dice.
hit dice you get back. After a long
And
rest, you
all
gain back
of your
all
hit
of your
point
hit
value.
points.
Wow.
Also-
Amol has a much better hit die than I do.
For anybody
So-
using hit dice during this short rest, I am playing the Song of Rest, so you get an
Oh.
extra 1d6 HP.
Is that for
Okay.
each hit die we use or total?
Or do you
Total.
roll the d6 once and we get
I will
back?
roll it right now. You get 5 extra.
That's for everybody?
Nice.
Anybody who uses a hit die.
And
Okay.
back to max.
And anybody who can hear, if you can't hear the song, you cannot get it.
I'm listening.
So I don't know how many hit dice I have, and I
One
don't know
per
what I
level.
roll. One.
You
Okay.
have 5
One
hit
per
dice.
level. And you are, what are you, a warlock?
No, I'm a rogue.
A rogue. Probably a D6? No, probably 8.
8?
Probably 8.
Elemental
Mine was a D6.
Rogue.
Yeah.
Here we are.
It's
D8.
a D8.
A D8. Okay. And then what's the modifier again? Sorry,
Your con.
Unmodest.
my con.
Constitution.
Okay.
And I am going to take the effects of a long rest during this
And-
short break. 'Cause
I'm sorry.
like
La la.
3 points.
I've been playing so many different games. All the mechanics have run together in my head.
Yeah, that's
Ben-
where I am too.
Can we spend more than one hit die, or does spending each hit?
Yep, you can
Yeah.
spend as
You
many
can,
as you
can
want.
spend all of them.
Okay. I think I'm just
You
gonna
can do
spend
it-
one. I may regret that later, but that's what
You can do it successfully too. Like you can spend one and see how you're doing, and then spend another. If you
That's what I've done. Yes. Okay. I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
an additional hit die required another hour of rest or whatnot.
No.
Got it. Okay.
But then tomorrow you will only get back 2 hit die.
Yes.
I have to long.
Yes, I am also only spending one, which doesn't quite get me up to full, but I feel like it's close enough.
All right. Yeah, I'm at 21 out of 27. That
I
seems.
mean, this is
I'm
likely
at
going to be the
full.
I'm
last
at
thing we do
37 out
today
of 42.
anyway.
Isn't it like? Wasn't this the first thing we did today?
This is it's still early morning.
Yep.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. I just assumed the role of a player where they're like, yeah, we're basically done with the day, and it's like it's 9:30, guys. You did this before breakfast.
Should
Wait,
we
no. We
kick
don't
off
do
for the
anything
day?
before breakfast.
Yeah, let's just go home and watch Netflix for 10 hours.
That's a long rest.
Yeah.
All
On
right, I'll hold off
Athos, Netflix is just a spider that casts webs at you.
That's all right.
It's Netflix and kill.
Did we explore kind of this thing to what I'm assuming is the west? So if we go out and we go, around the
That's
trail a little bit, there's kind of like a
Plateau.
cul-de-sac in the middle of the cave.
Yes.
We did, okay.
As you were coming in, you explored it, and it was empty.
Okay.
For this one.
Dumb question. Was the creature that we fought, that was an elemental, right? So there was one elemental and then some other things?
Yes.
Because we were told elementals and treasure, so check and check.
Wait, the
Just
spectator
no
was an element.
trickling rocks, though, so still false advertising.
Well, I mean, it's Athos. How much water do you want? It's like
Mm.
everything
A lot.
in Athens is like
Water.
Greenland, and you get there and it's like, well, we weren't going to put beige land on the brochures.
That's right. No one would visit.
Yeah.
More sand land.
Yeah.
It rhymes.
Oh, yeah, that's good. So there you go. What are you guys gonna do? You can hang out in this this cave for a while if you like. You have
Yeah, this cave is great.
explored
Yeah.
it.
Um,
You can go back to Kled.
I mean, we've scouted it. This could be a helpful place to retreat to for when we inevitably turn the townspeople upon us.
Or just
But
to
it-
come back and rest if we need
Yeah.
to.
Yeah, when we inevitably turn the townspeople against us.
Right, right.
This is our lair now, guys.
Or when we inevitably turn the
Even lair.
townspeople against us. But it
Do we
seems
just
like
set up like a go bag in here?
Can we be the Trickle Rock gang?
No.
all right,
Trickle Rock Gang, the Trickle
How-
Rock Gang.
all right, partner, that's not acceptable.
We can have a theme song. Come on.
I think the Trickle Rock gang opens for the Little River Band.
So what are you doing?
Leaving. I think we should
Back
go.
to
back.
Kled.
Back to Kled.
Let us
All right.
leave.
Let's go back to Kled. We've got a mimic tooth. Do we need any other pieces of things we killed as proof of how awesome we are?
I don't think we should tell people that we killed everything in this cave. If we want to use it as a hideout or a lair, we want people to think it is still.
Yeah, see, there's all sorts of crazy stuff in there. Watch out.
Yeah.
And it's not elementals, you elemental loving freaks.
Oh, okay. So here's the news story. That mimic tooth, that is the tooth of our friend that you don't remember from last time. That's all that's left of him. Yes.
It was
just
too
tell them
intimidating to
Oswald
bring in the
died
town.
in there.
Yeah,
And,
let's.
they'll believe that.
Yeah, I'm all
We met
done.
another guy just like him.
Yeah, Dan's got a stack of half giants ready to go.
Implausible. Implausible.
Yeah.
So you
Hello,
return.
me. Imlil.
Imlo, me, breakfast sandwich, me.
See, you have sharp mimic tooth here instead
Yes.
of normal tooth. Totally different guy.
Mm-hmm.
You return to Kled.
Thank you.
The hell we do.
I don't want to go back to Kled.
Where would you like to go?
Better Kled than dead.
That seems good.
Yeah.
You arrive at Kled. I don't remember.
Or
the path
Red
you
Larch,
took.
as some refer to it.
I will say no. That's we do not speak of Red Larch.
That was yeah, that's not
Before the Cataclysm. This is-
Cledlarch.
Exactly.
that was like the colonial name that it was given, but they've rebranded and they've gone back to the original name.
That's right.
Yeah.
They've thrown off the name of their oppressors.
It's like an Ayers Rock kind of situation. Yeah.
That's right.
For listeners to this audio-only podcast, the map has Red Larch scratched off and the word Kled written above it.
Guys, don't show that. That's.
No one wants to see how the
Revealing-
They
sausage
want
is made.
this stuff. Come
yeah,
on.
don't
okay.
don't reveal a Dungeon
Right.
Master's secrets. That's totally not cool.
This is
Took a
just
lot
this
of
is a
time.
members-only inside baseball fact.
Yeah.
It took a
All
long
right, yeah.
amount of my time.
I like
to
Kled is written on the match like it's like, private treehouse to keep out.
Yeah. Yeah, Erica, if you could just cut out this segment and release this 3-minute piece as a members only piece, that would be
That's
great.
right. This is money well spent, listeners. Good job.
Scott, you were saying.
No, I wasn't.
So do we want to go back to Luthor or whatever and say, hey, we checked out that cave and there's big scary monsters there? Or do we
We just discussed that we would not do that because for reasons.
Well, we were going to say there are big scary monsters there.
All right.
But I...
No, he's not the one that told you about it, though.
Oh, it was Melico?
Melico told you, and she's a woman. Although, as you, on your way back, you take the long road back to Kled, and you pass by Melico Stoneworks, so if you want to stop in, it is on your way. I don't know where you're going, but it is the first thing you see, so you have to pass it if you're going to Kled, at the very least.
Well, we should pop in and see if she's surprised that we came back. Did we let her know that we were going that way?
Nope, so she will
I
not
don't
be
think we
surprised.
told anybody.
No.
No one will be surprised because no one cares.
And there's that too. Yeah.
This is a small town. We're probably of great interest.
Mm. Mm.
Well, you
But
have
there's only 21 numbered points of interest on this map, so 25.
and you've been to like 3 of them, so
I don't know. Does anyone have an idea that's not stupid?
That's asking a
Only-
lot.
Should we
I
just
asked, Regdar asked the big questions.
You could go to Eddie. You could go back to the Swinging Sword. You could.
Let's go someplace new.
You know what? Let's browse. Scott, can you tell us about some of the businesses that we have not ventured into yet?
Certainly.
Guys, it's important to get our bearings. Let's take a quick loop of town.
Window shop.
Yeah, and let's just get a sense of what's here, in case, so we know where to flee when the townspeople inevitably turn upon us.
Just keep your story straight, because they're gonna talk, and if we're staying here for 7 days,
we've already created 3 lies, so let's stay within those 3.
Weave them together in like a seamless.
All right, so which ones of us are hotel inspectors? Which ones are leather enthusiasts? And which ones want rocks?
I think we should not say leather enthusiasts again.
What are we signing up for the village people now? What's going on?
I think Regdar was most drawn to that he is scouting for good. He's a quarry scout.
Almal's a half giant. He's all about the stone.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot you were a quarry guy.
Yeah, well, but no, this makes sense. We're an economic envoy from Tyr, so there can be a mix of professionals.
And I'm
among
just
us.
your guide. That's
Yes.
I just appreciate the fact that the road on the
met
map
these
labeled the
guys.
long road is the shortest road on the map.
Well, the road keeps going.
Well, it's
Steve.
not quite the shortest route.
Yeah, use your imagination.
Yes, please. All right. So you are as you walk down the perhaps erroneously or perhaps not named long road, you pass by number 18, which is the stoneworks, which you have been to.
Yes.
15 is a bathhouse and dress shop.
Quick, Steve, mark it as your quarry.
Well, then Tony will want to inspect it.
The quarry, yeah. Bathhouse, you said.
I'm sorry, Scott. You said 18 was the.
I walk up to the wall and write
Stoneworks.
quarry on the side of it. There, I've marked it.
Hilarious.
Okay, that's getting cut out.
Number 8 is the bakery where you had those delicious buns.
Steve, nothing.
Nothing. No.
I've already been slapped down in the last 30 seconds, Dan. So I'm going to pass on that one. Thanks.
Number 6 seems to be a harness shop. Number 5 is like a wagon store or a wagon showroom, I guess maybe.
Wagonry.
There you go, a wagonry. Number 2 is the Swinging Sword, where you are staying.
For now.
For now. Number 3 seems to be Ramshackle's 2-story tavern.
There's a tavern across from the Swinging Sword.
It is tough. It's cutthroat business
Competition.
here in Cled.
But
They're owned by the same person. It's like a Starbucks across from a Starbucks.
I feel like we should have checked that out before because we just stayed in the first tavern we found.
We didn't price shop.
Yeah,
Yeah, but the Swinging Sword was not described as ramshackle, so I feel like we made the right choice.
But that one's 2 stories, guys. Look at us staying in a 1-story place like suckers.
What's on the sign that's hanging from the Ramshackle Tavern?
You pause to consider the Ramshackle Tavern, and
Is that the name or a description?
It's actually a picture of a male sheep and
Thank you.
And a manacle.
And part of a roof.
That's funny. The tavern's name is very clearly printed in large, simple letters on both sides of a jutting wooden sign.
Ragnar can
can't
read.
Really appeals to the vastly illiterate population of Athens.
It is called the Helm.
Regdar, put on your helmet.
Atop the side is a rusting, oversized adornment, a warrior's bucket helm with 2 eye slits. As you squint to look at it, you realize that it's actually an upside-down wash tub.
I love this tavern.
It was the helm and the
For
what?
giants.
Let's be honest, you guys. This sounds like more like our kind of place.
It is called
really
the
is.
Helm at High Sun.
I check us out of the Swinging Sword.
Are there rooms here, or is this just a tavern? Because that could be.
We'll make rooms.
You
Probably
are. You don't know. You haven't got.
Carlos goes in.
All right,
Yeah,
I want
let's
to
go
go in
in.
the tavern.
Any
All right.
tavern becomes a
Are
boat.
there any elves?
Wait, is 1 or 3 the tavern? Sorry.
This is
3.
number 3.
3. Okay.
You have not made it to 1 yet.
Check
it is-
whoever's labeling this sucker.
Check your labels, man. Inside, you see a large, dimly lit wood paneled
way better.
tap room. An open-tread wooden staircase climbs to the upper floor, which is just as dim and darkly paneled as the tap room. Across the back of the tap room is a large bar with 3 candle lanterns hanging over it, and a stair leading down to the cellars. You could see it's probably, 10 o'clock in the morning, But it's fairly busy for a tavern at 10 o'clock in the morning. You can tell this is kind of like, whereas the Swinging Sword is kind of the upscale place where people from out of town hang out, the Helm at High Sun is clearly the local drinking.
We're at a towny bar, you guys. Look out.
Yes,
That's
and
where
you
we
can
need to be.
hear people. There are
Amwal puts a quarter in the jukebox.
There are 2 people serving the guests. You look up at the second floor thinking, well, perhaps clearly that's where people they rent out things, but it is in fact another bar. So it is 2 floors of bar.
Do the patrons turn to look at us in silence as we walk in?
The patrons are focused at this point on drinking and ignore you.
These are my
Why
people.
doesn't anybody care about us? Aren't we awesome? Shouldn't they care about us?
It's mid-morning and they're paying attention to their booze.
These
I
are
think they've
hardcore
got
drinkers.
worse things on their mind.
Yeah, we've found our spot. Let's just quit.
Newcomers.
You
We
notice
don't need that tavern back in tier. We got this one now.
You notice behind the bar there are 3 stout and well-used cudgels and an
stouts, I like
old
stouts.
cloak used as, well, you wouldn't know this, but you assume it's used as an improvised stretcher to lug drunks outside.
I totally assume that.
That's what would see a cloak, and that's what you assume.
Folks got stretcher written all over it.
All right, guys, let's split up and chat up the locals and try not to turn the town against us.
My charisma score says that's not happening.
Almost sits down at the nearest table and says, "Who you want kill?"
There's a dwarf drinking by himself, and he looks up and he's like, who are you?
Never mind.
And then his head thumps onto the table.
At 10:30, man, this guy is hardcore.
Well, they're dwarves, Dan.
They're
Do you know how much it takes a dwarf to get drunk?
He's been at this since last night.
Yeah, this is
Wow.
Still here.
Hard-
He's
I like it.
still here. So what
Is
are the
there-
rest of you doing? You see there's a human behind the bar. He is just doing bar things. I have such a way with words.
I will- I will order
Worked at a lot of bars, huh, Scott?
He's
He's so what are you? We're talking like he's like a vertical cylinder. There's several others of them blocking a
That's
window.
right.
I thought
This would have been a perfect time to patch in Stuart Wellington as an NPC.
Oh, that's true. He's pitting olives, I assume. Bar
He could
people
have brought
that.
some realism to the proceedings.
Putting some pimentos.
Instead of saying bar things.
I'll order a drink and just sort of take it into a corner where I can quietly sit and watch the interactions, see if anybody comes and goes. I'll leave it to other people to actually do the talking.
All right. So as you scan the bar, you see the drunken dwarf. You see a couple of clusters of humans. You see a large female half orc drinking a lot. Even as you have been there, you've only been there for maybe 3 minutes as you scan around, and she's had 2 rounds of drinks brought to her, and she's currently drinking something else.
no halflings, huh?
Can I roll an insight to just see if I get any particular vibes off of anybody?
Sure.
That's a 23.
You feel like the guy behind the bar has a proprietary air about him, so he probably is the owner. And you know,
Proprietor.
you notice that the rest of the people in the bar are, if they're not passed out, they are working hard to become passed out.
Gotcha. All right, I will just sip my whatever fermented cank milk, and
Is the half orc at a table or at the bar?
She is at a table,
Oh, all right.
and the bartender says, "Would you like anything?"
I would like to order
Newcomers.
ale for myself and for the half orc, and I'm going to sit down next to the half orc and say hello.
All right. The half orc looks up to you because she's always admired you.
It looks like I didn't hear you correctly.
Alexa,
Please
be
try
quiet. I need to mute my Alexa.
Is that the name of the half orc?
You don't have to quiet your own NPCs, Scott. Just
Very well spoken for a half orc. Hello, I'm a half orc.
I have muted Alexa, and now it is pulsing red at me.
Oh my!
It's angry.
It
Get
is
out.
angry. She looks up to you and says, "Thanks for the drink."
How you doing?
Picks it up and drinks it all in one gulp.
Oh, I see you're doing well.
She says, "I'll tell you how I'm doing. Not well.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Are you from around here?
I am not from around here. This place is a hellhole, and I hate it.
I hear you. It's a dump.
I don't like anybody who's here. They are all stupid, and I hate them.
Yeah, it sucks pretty bad. Say, if you so what you been doing in town then?
Drinking.
That's it? You came here just to drink?
I didn't choose to come here, bug man.
Oh, sorry. It's a bug woman, by the way.
My apologies.
It's okay. Everybody makes that mistake. So what are you doing here then?
Well, I was another ale. I was a guard.
I'll get that.
Thank you.
Somebody pay the man.
And the bartender looks at one of you and says, "Who's paying for this ale?"
I'm across the room.
We just picked up 120 gold pieces. How expensive could this ale be?
150 gold pieces, please.
Oh my god!
Wow.
You're drinking liquid gold.
Ow. That's what they do. They take it behind the bar and melt it down and give it back to you in a glass.
I've only been here for 2 days, and this has been the longest week of my life.
Womp womp.
Well, what brings you here? How'd you end up stuck in this dump?
Well, I was with a caravan, and we came from Freedom. And
Freedom!
And I was sick and tired. The caravan, Cled is pretty awful. The caravan, even worse. And so I quit, and I'm here and hoping I could sign up for another caravan.
I've heard the road between Freedom and here is pretty rough. Do you guys run into any trouble?
Yes, as a matter of fact, we did.
Tell me about it.
I will. So the caravan, I quit the caravan.
What's that book you're looking into, Half-Orc?
It's just my little address book. So
okay.
What's going on?
Helps me remember.
Yes, I remember. So the caravan I was on continued south. After they dropped me off here at Glen, I quit. It sucks. Now, we did have a fight on our way from Freedom about 15 days ago.
I assume that's what you were there for. Did you kick their butts?
Well, they were only halflings, so of course I kicked their butts.
Oh, boy. Was just halflings, or was it a mixed group?
There was a mix of dwarves and humans and halflings, mostly halflings. They look like they were from, the Ringing Mountains. Is that where halflings are from?
And they set upon you guys in the caravan?
Well, they.
That's what halflings do, man. They eat you.
Halflings are cannibals, so I never trusted halfling. Keep your eyes. But I don't care what happened. It was a minor skirmish, but it was annoying as all get out. And so now they docked my pay because they said that I wasn't intimidating enough. So they attacked us.
To be you. But did you kill this group of people, or?
Oh no, I don't know what happened to them. We had a little fight. First blood was drawn, but that was it.
Yeah. I mean, would you say like some halflings and maybe a couple of dwarves, a human and an elf, maybe?
Yes, that sounds about right.
Interesting. So you left them out in the desert between here and Freedom, then, huh?
Well, this was 15 days ago, so I don't know where they went, but.
Oh. But that's where you encountered them.
That's where we encountered them.
That's
Wait, is she talking about the group that set upon them, or the caravan that she was with?
She is talking about the group that it is unclear who set upon whom, but there was a fight between two caravans, one of which she was on, and the other was composed of halflings, an elf, dwarf, dwarves, and humans.
AKA the people we're looking for.
Yeah, so we've got them 15 days ago on the road to here from Freedom, and they didn't make it.
That's a long time to be out in the wilderness.
The desert, yeah.
Well, hey, at least even if being on the caravan sucks, you get some good stories out of it, right?
Was that a good story?
It was fairly solid. I've heard better.
Thank you. What?
Well, you need to add some adjectives and some details and really talk it up.
Adjectives. Half-orcs are not great.
This is some true like bardic inspiration here.
And, it wasn't much. I call it a fight, but it was more of a brawl.
I tell stories. I tell musical stories for a living. So you can take it or leave it. It's cool. I don't need to tell you how to do your job.
Half-orc ballads. I could really use a rendition of a half-orc.
Do I know any half-orc ballads? What should I roll for that? Performance?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to roll performance.
She's also really drunk, so maybe she'll just buy anything as
That is a 16 performance.
Just make it ugly.
One half-orc ballad.
All right, I'm going to quietly play the half-orc ballad.
She's
helped us out.
kind of rocking back and forth.
Can we
in her
hear a few
chair.
bars, Steve?
No,
It's very
there are a
quiet.
few bars. There's this place and the Swinging Sword across the
So what are the rest of you doing as Ketchka is chatting away and now singing to a half-orc?
I want to go upstairs to the second level and check things out.
Okay, so you go upstairs and
I will not go to the second level with her.
The second level is just as dimly lit and ramshackle as the first level. The biggest difference is that there's nobody here because it's so early that
They
everybody's
haven't need to
down.
overflow into level 2.
Exactly. So it is empty.
Okay.
There's another bar up here, but no one's behind it.
Okay. So I'll go back down and convey that to people who are not engaged in conversation with half orcs.
Anybody else want to talk to anybody? There's the bartender. There's other people in the bar.
Carlos will go over to the bartender and order a beverage appropriate for 10 in the morning. I'm not quite sure what that is. They've
According
got
to whom?
a shandy or something. I don't know.
A Sandy.
Sand shandy.
Yeah, a bloody sand.
Yeah, a bloody sand. Exactly.
Yeah.
He says
A tear sunrise. You know.
Blood on the sands.
Yeah.
he gives you
And,
drinks.
It's just a cup of sand with some grenadine poured over it.
Carlos.
The hair of the kank that bit you.
Yeah.
Carlos tries to he greets him and asks him what the lay of the land is. What's going on in Cled, because Carlos is not from here. He's just arrived.
Oh, hello. Welcome to Cled. My name is Garland. I own this bar with 2 other investors. That's it. My life, all of my life and my work has led me to own a tavern in Cled. What else do you need to know?
Congratulations. It's very nice.
It is not nice. The Swinging Sword. That's the place you want to go. This place sucks.
Wow.
That's the more like a hip.
How
did you get-
way over here?
How did you get 2 other investors?
Street team.
The pitch meeting is very different. But the locals like it. These local yokels. Luckily,
My customers are dumb
Are you
too.
you're not from Cled originally?
I am not from Cled. The only thing, there are 2 things from Cled. I didn't catch your name.
Don't say
What's
it.
your name? It is sand and idiots, and I'm
Kanks
neither.
and wanks.
Or you're fresh out of sand?
Fresh out of sand.
You're never out of sand in Athos.
What's the word on the street? Why are the people here?
I love that song.
Why are the people here so annoying? What's going on? Anything going on in
It
Cled?
just got a lot more annoying when we rolled into town.
Or is it just boring?
Well, I do a fine business. I guess my heart is in mercantile exchange, but I lost a fortune, and I took what I could. And some friends. I have a friend from Tyr who retired to Cled, and he said, "Hey, I know you've hit the skids there. Why don't you take your little nest egg and invest it in this sweet bar that I have?" And sight unseen, being a trustworthy soul that I am, I invested in this beautiful establishment you see. And now I'm here to try and recoup all of my money.
We're from Tyr.
Oh no! Oh
Who's your
no!
investor from Tyr?
You're from Tyr. Oh, that's great. His name is Justrin Delar. Do you know him? He's a human.
See, I totally thought there was a huge lie coming there. I was worried.
Oh, it's
just a question.
It's coming.
it's coming.
Bruin. It's Bruin.
He's in the cellar counting the stock. If you want to say hi,
Do I know him, Scott?
you do not.
Okay.
Can we
I
roll
love.
this?
I know him. I know him.
I'd love to say hi to a fellow Tyr.
Tyrion?
Tyrion.
Is he a short fellow?
No. Nope.
That's,
He says, "All right, hold on a second. Let me go get him." And he doesn't move. He just turns his head to the side and yells out, "Justrin!" At a few moments, another human comes up and says, "What the hell do you want, Garland?" And she says, "Justrin, this guy wants to meet you. Carlos, I think his name is. Carlos Justrin." Justrin says, Hi, Carlos.
Hi, we're
How
from
can I help you?
tier. I just wanted to. I was curious since I know you're from tier 2. I didn't know if we had crossed paths. We've done some work from some of the mercantile
All
lists.
hail the Sorcerer King.
Newsflash. Yeah.
What? What has happened to the Sorcerer King? Pray tell me nothing bad has happened to the Sorcerer King.
Yeah, we
Are you-
kind of.
Are you like a big Sorcerer King fan?
He was
I feel like-
overthrown and is dead.
Question mark. I feel like for a big Sorcerer King fan, this guy is not keeping up with the Sorcerer King news.
Cleanse
Fled.
The,
He spends most of his
the
time in
latest
cellar.
issue of the Sorcerer King newsletter was on that caravan.
Oh, guys, but Regdar's job is to distribute the Sorcerer King newsletter, and he's not done it in weeks.
We did some work for House Sham at one point. Do you?
You're also like a famous gladiator. Don't undersell that. Carlos, we've talked about this.
Garland says, "House Sham, House Sham."
Yeah, Delham Sham. They were the worst. We hate it. They were the
They
worst.
told me they had me invest in this scheme where they were, for some reason, moving beetles around, and they told me that I would make lots of money. And you want to know? Just guess, Carlos. We're friends now. Just guess how much money did I make from this beetle trade?
A
Guess.
story. It's a whole crew of really talented adventurers foiled that whole scheme, and they went down in failure. So I would imagine you didn't even get your money back.
You have a fine imagination, and if I ever meet
Indeed, I do.
those adventurers who screwed up this beetle trade, I'll tell you. I probably won't do anything because I'm just a commoner, but I'll be very angry.
I heard they all died.
Well, that's good. I hope it was painful.
You know,
That's-
it's important not to invest in multi-level beetle marketing schemes.
Where were you when I invested?
say?
But luckily, I'm sure that the helm at High Sun will recoup all of my money. And then he turns away, and you can hear him quietly sobbing.
That's okay. This guy,
Amlal says, "This town really full of idiots, indeed."
yeah, he seems like a sucker. He's really into the Sorcerer King, which is the ultimate pyramid scheme. So, you know,
Well, if we ever have
see what you
some,
did there.
Little Dark Sun humor.
very
we can always come to this guy if we're short on cash. Just make up some kind of scheme. and tell him-
Carlos is currently figuring out what lie will get this guy to give him money.
We buying stone to build new pyramid. You should get in at ground level.
Is this what we do now? We remember when we were ostensibly heroes, and now we're just people who talk tavern owners out of their money.
I feel like we're kind of like heroes for hire, but without the heroes part.
We're just for hire, except
For
we
hire,
take
yeah.
your money.
Yeah, well, like I think
People.
we're robbers. Are we
Yeah.
robbers?
I like to think of Carlos's chaotic good, emphasis on the chaotic.
Yeah.
So,
Heroes for money taking.
Yeah,
Drifters.
that's us.
Well, and Presto's neutral good, but most of the people we run into aren't elves. So
Carlos leans forward to the bartender and lowers his voice a little bit and says, "So, what's with these believers? What's we keep hearing that there are these believers in town. We don't. It seems like a little shady."
I have never heard. I mean, there's always this rumor about a secret cabal of people who run the town, but I think that's just more of these idiots talking to explain. Guys, you know what people do? They create conspiracies to explain why they lost out. Now, the conspiracies that impacted me were real because these beetles were supposed to be 100% certain.
How big a conspiracy would it take to run this garbage town?
Real question is, who would want to run this garbage town? I ask you, sir. Not me.
It's probably Melico.
I don't. Well, Melico, has a good business, so I wouldn't be surprised. But I don't think that anybody really cares about this town. I certainly don't.
All right. Neither do we.
Good. Are you
I
gonna
like
pay for that beverage?
Let's move on.
Because I need money.
Should we check out some other options here?
So I have this interesting idea about how I drink a beer and then I drink 2 more beers and then somehow you invest in that. And in the end, you get like 30 beers.
Tell me more.
I think that you get 30 beers and that Kachka throws up all over your floor. Here, all your beer back.
Yeah, Kachka talks like that.
They all blend together, these characters.
Now I'm just really trying to think about what the consistency of 3 cream vomit is like, and it is not good.
Hey, that's how we make our weapons.
No.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, they literally make weapons out of that.
That's true.
So should we go outside and see what how about number one? What's number one
That's why we
like?
call it an
Oh.
upchuck.
Okay. Good.
Yeah, let's do that because if we stay here long enough, there'll be a hootenanny again, and it's
That's
way
right.
too early for that.
Yeah.
The number one is a temple. A temple of something.
I want it to be like, oh, this is the temple of evil elements. And we're all like, skip.
It is the All Elements Shrine. So you know, inside of the cities, states that are ruled by sorcerer kings, people tend to worship the elements. There are no gods in Athos, but they worship the elements in general. And there you go.
Boring.
I want to leave something at the shrine since I'm Genasi and part.
Okay, so do you want to go inside the shrine?
Sure.
So you see a grand stone mansion. It looks like a grand stone mansion, and it has two wide doors that are painted with many kind of symbolic representations of the elements. Inside is a plain chapel with a stone altar. You could see. I'm trying to see if there's anybody in here.
Hello. Is there anybody in here?
Yes, there is somebody here. Hi. There are two people in there: a male priest and a female acolyte. They are, setting up a sacrifice on the altar.
Acolyte, that's a rough game.
I will also go in. Like I travel
really
a lot.
act
It
of crime.
pays to be kind to all the gods
That's right.
and
So,
elementals and whatnot.
Imdar.
Actually, it only pays to be kind to the Sorcerer King. Just
Not even that anymore.
It doesn't pay as well as it used to.
That's only if you want to live in one of their stupid cities.
That's just a rumor.
Imra, the priest says, welcome. How may we help you today?
I'm just passing through town and wanted to pay my respects. I know the elementals watch over and help this town, and I wanted to pay my respects to them for doing so and protecting all these fine people here.
And you notice as he looks at you, his eyes widen as he realizes what you are, and he says, "Whoa, we're honored to have you here. Any blessing that you could give us would be more than we deserve, frankly. Please, do you need any refreshments? Can we do anything for you?"
No, I am well, thank you. But actually, I was wondering if you could give me some more information because I have heard something about how much the people here revere the elementals. And I was wondering if there is anywhere maybe outside of town where I could pay more respects to my forebears.
Anywhere outside of town. Well, I mean, we're surrounded, of course, by desert. So you don't need me to tell you this, but you could, of course, any desert place is some place where you can certainly worship the elements. There are no locations in this area that are of more note elementally than others. Of course, I'm sure you've heard the news of strange elemental doings, as we all have. Earthquakes, weird winds sweeping down the plains, things of that nature. I've only been here. I've only been here a couple of weeks. I'm an itinerant elemental priest, as they generally are, and I haven't noticed anything too crazy here.
Okay. Have you heard of? I really hate to bring it up, but have you heard of the Believers? The Believers.
Oh no.
Is that ringing a bell for you? No.
I've not heard anything of the Believers. We spend most of our time, and he points to his acolytes here, tending to the temple.
Since I came in with, and I'm just sort of like being respectful and listening. I want to make an insight check and see if they actually have.
Okay. Go for it.
That's a 13.
You think that they're telling the truth?
Okay. Well, I'm going to leave them. I'm going to give them like 5 gold.
Thank you profusely.
And say thank you so much for carrying on this fine tradition and making sure the elementals are given their respect and due.
Of course, they both bow to you and say thank you for visiting us.
I will give 3 gold.
Oh, well, thank you slightly less.
I'm not actually of the element.
They still thank you, though. And that is the All Elements Shrine. I've been furiously flipping back and forth because there are sections on the map that are not actually in the book, so I don't know what they are, but hopefully you will visit them.
What else do we have outside?
Yeah. And, Scott, is it okay that we're just, like, taking a tour and making you describe, like, 20 different locations to us?
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, cool.
You guys can do what you want. It is a game that we create together. So across from the All Element Shrine is Clothier. I don't think you visited this place. Maybe you did.
That's number 7 on the map.
Number 7, yes, is the Clothier, where you met Helver Tarlin, who he told you he wanted to know all about the fashions in Tyr. I believe you guys visited there. Now, where do you want to go? Continue down the long road, or you want to make a turn?
Long road it up.
All right, so then that will bring you past number 10. the medium-sized road, past a poultry shop. What does poultry look like on Athos? Don't ask me.
They still have birds. No, they have birds. It's the mammals they're short on, right?
Oh, there you go. So we got plenty of poultry.
They got like extra birds. They got like your weird chickens.
That's true. And this small town actually has 2 poultry shops. So
Very popular.
Right across the street from each other.
Well, you got your regular sized chickens and you got your super chickens.
That's right. So number 10 is drought
Sand fried chicken
poultry.
and pop sand right on the other side.
Yeah.
Number 16 is a Wagon Works, another Wagon Works.
Mm-hmm. That makes sense. We're on a caravan route. There should be a lot of caravan-related support businesses, right?
So I would think
Lots of
so.
wagons.
Yeah.
Next door to the fine poultry place is 4 identical single-story stone buildings running back from the street in a line. The front building has a painted sign of a ham. So ham on Athos is different than our ham, though.
It's made from lizard. Yep.
Don't want to know.
Being carved by Cleaver, so it's clearly a butcher shop. 16 is the Wagon Works. 12 is a fine stone place. It is a plain square building covered in a gray-white shroud of rock dust.
Okay. Is 25 another quarry back behind the stone place?
25 is a quarry behind the stone place.
Regdar knows a quarry when he sees one.
Yeah. He watches a lot of BBC science fiction from the 1970s.
That's right. There, 13 is 13 is an Ironhead Arms. It is a shop that sells arms and armor, as you would imagine.
Probably not iron though.
Probably not.
It's a metaphor.
Yeah, Bonehead Arms. Yeah, Bonehead.
Aspirational name.
Bonehead arms.
I don't need any arms. I already have 4.
Bonehead Arms could be the name of our traveling adventure.
That's right. Number 14 is the secondary poultry shop.
Sure. Super chickens.
How is this town so big?
Secondary poultry.
Now, you might ask yourself, why would I buy a super chicken? Why would I ever buy a regular chicken when I can buy a super chicken at Shop 14? The answer, super chickens are really expensive. So,
Now, we're on Athos here, so poultry is like a code word for something gross, right?
No, it's just birds.
They have birds. They've got birds.
Yeah, we got
Really?
birds, we got lizards, we got insects. It's mammals that there's not so much of.
No.
There's very few cattle in that there's no cattle. It's just kanks.
And then
Probably
the number 20 there is storage warehouses. They are covered in raked gravel and cinders. I don't know what that means, but that's what it says here. And number 22 is Valavo's Sundries.
Ooh, I like sundries.
Sorry, nope. Sorry, that's a typo. That's sundries.
I also like things that are sun-dried.
A giant sun-dried tomato is here.
Mm-hmm.
It is a building that has a profusion of doors, barrels, rotting old furniture, and tools leaning against its outside walls.
Tell
It
me
looks like a
more.
private home, but a small faded sign on the front door reads Valor's Sundries.
And what was 19?
19 is where is 19? Oh, 19 is that you've been to 19. That's
It's
the
Vietnam.
tannery.
It's the what? Sorry.
Tannery.
Oh, yes.
Ooh,
Or-
no.
Oh
no,
yes,
thank you.
tannery.
Tannery. Yes,
We
you've
should
been there.
know that by smell.
So as you walk past it, you notice the eye-watering stench.
I love that it's right next to the chicken, like the poultry place. Delicious.
I mean,
There are no
two-
zoning laws
Yeah,
here.
and there's two chicken places, so there's a lot of property that is chicken adjacent in Clegg.
It sort of seeps in and flavors the chicken. We call it chicory.
Yeah.
I call it chicanery.
So Scott, would it be fair to say that seems like there's a lot of businesses here for the small town? Is that mainly because they're to supply the caravans? So
Yeah,
there's
so-
way more shops and stuff than this podunk little town needs for its people per se.
As you've been walking around town, you've noticed a few caravans have come in and
Okay.
stopped. So it's fairly busy. It's early in the morning still.
So it's probably dead when there's no caravans here, but like when the caravan comes through, that's a big deal. Everybody gets paid on caravan day.
That's right.
I like that DM professional courtesy. You point out something that's a little weird about where we're at, and then you come up with a plausible excuse you can use to cover for it.
very kind.
I am here to help, Steve. So why don't you keep your extra arms to yourself? So
Now I don't know if you want to venture off the long road and visit some other places, or if you want to investigate any of these fine businesses.
Steve,
I want to go
like
to the
to
place
just-
with the sundries.
Steve, you should just walk all the way down the long road and see how long it is.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm still in the bar.
Not everybody is walking around town.
I was because I was
I
following
am.
Shara in the shrine.
I've chosen to drink in the pub for a little while longer. I'm still chatting up my half-orc friend.
Okay. Well, Regdar has been busily taking in what powers the economic powerhouse that is Clegg, and getting a sense for the lay of the land.
Cled.
Whatever. I'm not putting down roots here, people.
Whatever.
I just want to know where to run when the mob turns on us. So,
All right. So what do you want to do? I heard Presto wants to go into the Sundries store. So
Mhm.
Presto,
Yeah, I suggest that. It looks like a dump, but sometimes you can find some really good stuff in like rummage sales and whatnot.
I'm gonna try bonehead arms.
all right.
I
So-
would also like to go there. I can wait. I feel like we shouldn't split up too much.
Yeah,
Shopping, what could happen?
I want to go with
I've
Preston
seen
and
you
get
guys.
the lay of the land with all of these strange characters. She seems to be the most reasonable of all the.
This is true. This is absolutely true.
I agree with that assessment. So I know where. So Umlal is going to the arms and armor store.
All right, I will hang with Umlal.
Okay, so
I've
you
just,
three
Yep,
are
me
gonna
too.
go.
for safety's sake.
Everybody, is anybody not going to Ironhead Arms?
Kachka's drinking.
Kashka's still in the
drinking.
bar. Okay, so Kashka will come back to you when you're dead.
I got a 4-drink minimum.
Well, the half orc is already on like her 12th drink, so she's like, "Hurry up!" So you walk into the
Man,
Ironhead.
I want to cut back to the drinking contest at some point because that is going to be amazing.
Girls' night.
That's right.
It's just the beginning.
Night.
It's the beginning of Raiders all over again.
You walk into Ironhead Arms and you see a shop that is full of arms and armor, both new and used.
Human arms.
And any kind of
Halfling
arms. that you
arms.
want. And
Is
standing-
there a proprietor? Yeah.
there is a proprietor standing behind a counter. You find a man who is not actually a man; he's a half orc. He's very large.
Whoa,
and,
that's what? Easy.
and he says, "Welcome to Ironhead Arms. How may I help you? You
Hello,
a bunch of hale and hardy adventurers. Surely.
you bonehead.
I am Ironhead. Ironhead. My friends call me Finn, and I feel like we're already friends.
Yes,
so
you have
Your
many.
mama's gonna whoop you.
You have many arms here, I notice, but do you have teeth? And I hold up the mimic tooth.
I do not have any teeth.
Interested in buying?
No, I'm going to have to say I have no interest in buying that tooth, but it is a fine tooth.
Does he recognize what it's
Fine
from?
tooth.
He does not seem to have any. He mostly seems puzzled why someone would walk into his arm shop and ask him to buy a tooth.
Could use for
He
weapon.
says,
Almost, don't forget to tell him the whole tooth. Nothing but the two.
Oh, no.
I ask him about
my
arrows.
friend Valivos has a sundry store right down the street. I bet he'll buy that tooth off you. He buys all kinds of crap.
Do you have anything else to sell, Arwal, or is it nothing but the tooth?
Miscellaneous sundries is business. I mostly deal in weapons and armor.
We appreciate you tooth the point.
I'll ask him if he has any. Do you have any special arrows? I could use
Special.
some
Well,
more
all
arrows.
of my arrows are special because they are made of the finest materials of Athos. I've got obsidian, I've got
I can
stone,
see
I've
that.
got. And he walks you over to a
Mhm.
wall that is full of arrows. Any kind of ammunition you might need. I've got the smallest bolts to the largest longbow. I see you have a longbow. Oh, you're an elf, of course. I have some designed elven
Slightly
arrows
racist, but I'm okay with it.
for. It's not racist if it's true, right? Says Fang.
Almost exceptionally uncomfortable now.
I am seeing what Garion meant when he said that this was a crappy town.
This is the nicest half-orc you've ever met. He may be slightly racist, but he's very nice. Of course, I will say in D&D, almost everybody's racist. Let's just get that out there.
That's true. That's kind of what the game is based on, really.
It is true. He says, well, what kind of
Racism and
arrows?
classism.
Yeah, it's true. Arrows, so he does have a fine variety of arrows, and you take a moment to look at them, and they are high-quality arrows. They are not magical arrows.
Okay.
He says,
There's
I
nothing that's fine enough to be like a +1 or anything like that.
No.
Okay. Well, I will still buy some arrows just
with
to,
+1 written on the side.
And he says, how many?
This is like going into a restaurant like a McDonald's or something and buying a Coke because you need to use the bathroom. Something like
this
that.
is exactly it. So
He's like, I'll get
just
5
10.
arrows.
A
But
bundle
you're in
of
trouble.
That larch on the side, but somebody scratched it out and written +1 over the top.
Yeah, I'll look at some nice obsidian arrows, and I'll say I could use a bundle of 10 of these.
Oh, of course, you.
How much
friend,
would that go for?
You have a fine eye for
Make
detail.
sure you get the ones with the serial number scratched off.
These are all above board.
Fell off the back of a wagon.
They did, but they were not damaged. Don't worry. I don't know how you do that, but-
I love a used weapon salesman who advertises things as above board.
This is a caravan town. Literally everything falls off the back of a wagon.
Yeah, it's true. Good point.
I do not know why I cannot find the price of arrows in the player's handbook, but let's say
What's that have to
10
do with the
arrows
price of
for-
arrows in Cled?
A piece of gold, 1 gold for 10 arrows, please.
All right, I will pay him the gold. I will take the arrows and say, so how's business been?
Do you need a receipt?
No, I'm fine.
All right.
Save
That's
it.
pretty good. I just sold 10 arrows.
That's right. This is
Wait, there's no paper in Athos, right? Are all like receipts written on like stone tablets and handed over? Because my wallet will not handle that.
There are 2 tanneries in town.
exactly.
That's
There's
a good
lots of
point.
leather.
Yeah.
He says, "Well, business is booming. Lots of caravans are coming through. Athos. I don't know if you know this. Athos is a dangerous place, and people always need weapons.
In fact, I am a guide, so I'm
There you go.
I'm new
well
to
aware.
Athos. Just got
I'd
here.
say, well, okay, so if a bunch of caravans have been through, I was looking for a friend of mine who was guiding a caravan that had some halflings, actually, and a dwarf and a human, and, I sort of described them. And, my friend had signed on, and we were hoping to meet up in Cled and trade some stories about, crazy wild times in the Athos Plains, but I haven't been able to find him. Have you seen anybody like that coming through?
I have not, as of late. There have only been a couple of caravans through a couple of weeks, and they're mostly humans.
Okay. Well, I guess it was just too much to hope for that we would, meet up like this. That would just take an awful lot of luck. So yeah, I guess to hope for something like that, you really got to be a believer. And I like, and then I roll it into insight to see if I get any.
All right.
For our listeners to this podcast, she just made a sly face.
That was good. Good. That's what I was going for.
And he said, yes, I guess you do have to be a believer.
All right. Well,
And he starts singing "Baby" at the top of his lungs.
Speaking of wild stuff on the plains of Athos, I hear there's a lot of elemental weirdness going on in Cled lately. Have you seen any of that?
I have not, but I've seen there's been earthquakes and things, and of course, I think my spike in business is because of the elementals. People kind of gearing up to fight them. So I'm not too sad about it, but I have not had any firsthand interaction.
All right. Well, anything else interesting going on in town? We might be here for a day or two. And is there any place we should be sure to go? Be sure to avoid? Anyone to watch out for?
Well, everyone in Cled is pretty nice, except I would recommend that you not go to the helm at High Sun. The proprietor, I don't like to speak ill of anybody, but he's a little bitter. I would avoid. It's much. Go to the Swinging Sword.
It did look a little ramshackle from the outside.
That's a very apt word. I might use that if you don't mind.
Oh, please, by all means.
I had a question for
yes.
local.
You are well muscled, but clearly you need a weapon. What I see?
Oh, look at my warhammer here.
Oh, that's
whoa! Take this into the back room.
that's
Carlos will show his warhammer to anyone who wants to see it.
Well, anyone who says you got a big muscles but you need a weapon and you're like, I got a warhammer, I don't know.
He also classic Carlos change your problem. So,
yeah, honestly,
multi-talented.
I just my one question: which poultry shop do you prefer?
Oh, which? Well,
that's funny because
wars have been fought over less.
In England, we actually walked past a shop multiple times called Preferable Chicken, which
that's the one you go to.
Well, they have preferable chickens, and then down the street they've got Kentucky Fried Erdu, and it's like
preferable to what though? Shepherd's pie or
to other chickens?
I don't know.
Wait, this are chickens selling to other chickens?
Is it more tasty and modern? Is that why?
Yeah.
So I prefer, as do most people in Cled, Mahanderver's poultry, which is the smaller of the two shops, and also the one next to the tanner. It is,
you can't hold my hand over on me.
Unimpressive on the outside, but fine product. And Menador is very nice.
So they got your authentic.
They do. They have the best pickled chicken livers in Athos.
The other place is more like a chain restaurant. If you want chicken that's going to taste the same as the chicken in Tyr, you go there. But if you want the authentic, if you want to order off menu, you go to Mahander's.
That's right. If you want the real Cled experience.
Real taste of Cled.
They have secret menu.
A taste of Cled.
All right. Good to know.
Try the
Tonight on the Lifetime Television Network.
I feel like I'm getting a taste of Cled. That's kind of like a bad aftertaste.
What does it taste like?
Press, I told you to stop running into the sandstorms with your mouth open.
Carlos,
you're not my boss.
Carlos gives a little elbow to Omlal and says, "Let's go sell that tooth."
Yeah, sundries.
This a boring place.
This place terrible. Not even one tooth here.
He says, "Thank you."
There's just one. Yours.
I'm not looking for a fabric store.
Just remember, iron head arms for all your arms needs. He says as you walk out the door.
This guy's
bonehead.
It does say in his description that he is a bad businessman.
That on the sign?
So you want to
Bonehead Arms. Bad businessman.
Maybe he's investing in the Ramshackle Tavern. I don't know.
He's one of the other two investors.
That's why he doesn't want you to go there.
Do you think there's like a whole population of people in Tyr
It's a tax dodge.
who invested in like crappy Cled property?
It's like timeshares and Cled. Yeah.
And back at the helm at Higher Sun, you're still drinking away.
Yes, I am.
Nothing is happening untoward there. So
something's happening, but I don't.
Let's go to the sundry store and
sell
his.
You walk into Valavor's.
I'll follow to the sundry store since I've just been hanging out in the streets until now.
You're trying to find some pottery.
Yeah,
you walk in, and I don't know if you have ever been to many of my vacations. You haven't been to any of my vacations, but many of my vacations.
I've been on all of your vacations,
Scott, where is the story going?
It's going somewhere. I often find myself in Lancaster County, the home of the Amish people, but also
I've been to
home of many small, weird antique shops in which someone has taken their house and basically turned into an antique shop, and an antique is in quotes. Every room is just full of old crap. And so that is
The difference between
Valavor's sundries.
the
I once
difference
dated a
between-
guy whose parents' house was like that,
Yeah.
except they weren't selling anything.
They just put
There was
price tags
crap
on it.
everywhere.
There's a
Yeah,
lot
that's
of those
the
in
only
Western
difference
Mass. The
between the
difference
regular
between
house is the price
an
tags.
antique shop and like a hoarder is basically like
Price
you gotta
tags.
sign
Do you have a sign on?
Price tag, yeah.
They don't have price tags on stuff. It's like you gotta ask somebody. Yeah.
So that is what you walk in here. You walk past outside. I said there's rotting old furniture, tools, all kinds of stuff on the outside. You walk in, and inside is even more stuff. There's furniture, lamps, carpets, mirrors, weapons, shields,
Guys, we do now have a hideout we need to furnish.
pottery, all kinds
It's
of
still
things.
my heart.
And you are walking through so it's a house with maybe 4 rooms. They're interconnected. You walk into the first room. There's nobody there. You walk through a second room that perhaps has even more.
I'll
stuff
guess
in
all
it.
this stuff free.
All
Do
right.
you see anything good as we're walking through these
Yeah,
rooms?
Rick,
I
I would
want
like to assess the pottery. Is this good pottery? Or is this sucker's pottery?
Well, you feel like this is one of those places where possibility is endless. You feel like underneath much bad pottery there is.
I rolled an 18
So
on
good.
investigation. I'm digging.
Well, whatever you are looking for, something, and you will find whatever that thing is.
Redgar rolled a critical, a 25 on investigate. I want to find the best pottery in this place.
All right, you find a finely thrown vase that is impeccable.
All right, and I bet it's undervalued, and I can totally get this for a deal.
I hope I find like a really nice water skin of some sort.
You find a water skin that is in your favorite color.
Amlal
my.
rolled a 22 on perception and would like to be on the lookout for the best deal in the store.
Well, I'll let you know when I think of it.
I like to think
Like
that
a jar
I'm
of
also
teeth.
just sort of waving the tooth around, like
This is a
"Ooh,
jar of teeth.
got a tooth
And as
here."
you are, so you're all kind of digging through a bunch of stuff, making a little noise, and out comes, you see, like, through the doorway, the head of an old man kind of pop out and then hide away again. And then he pops out, and you kind of see him sigh. And then he comes out and says, can I help you?
My friend here would like
Do I-
to know if you want to buy a tooth.
Do Amlal have a deal for you? It all in presentation, Presta.
He walks back, he takes a step back and says, okay. Amlal's very large.
Amlal have very nice mint condition.
Hardly
Tooth.
used.
Hardly used to
Well, we found out that
direct
mimics
from
are.
mimic to you. Cut
We
out
did find out that
middleman.
mimics are how money is made, so that's a mint.
That's right. Well, so this guy, he's a small old man, and he kind of comes forth and says, a tooth, you say? Let me see.
Amlal shows him the tooth. Is
Grabby
doing a
hands.
nice like presentation job. Very,
He
very
tries.
Vanna White.
He takes it from you and holds it up to his eye. Where did
He
you
has
say you
to
got
bite
this
it once
tooth
to
from?
make sure it's a tooth.
Where did you say he's looking?
It from treasure chest.
Treasure chest. You say where did you find this treasure chest?
In a cave.
In cave somewhere.
Nothing is more suspicious than someone going, and then complete silence.
Amlaw's gonna talk.
It's cave somewhere.
Yes.
though.
It was a cave. The Athos has lots of caves.
yeah.
This was one on the way here from elsewhere.
Not
Okay.
too close though. It wasn't too close to here.
Yeah,
Totally
far,
not too
far away.
close.
You probably never heard of place.
And you say, I can't help but notice that it still seems to have some gummy.
He like Amlal reaches over, like flicks it off with his finger. No.
I think that was from Amlo's pocket. He was chewing gum.
Sorry. Need to clean. What the hell am I wearing? Need to clean leather armor sometime.
No, you're not wearing armor.
Oh, yep. Need to clean loincloth.
It doesn't like where this is going.
Belt pouch?
So what would you like? How much do you want for this tooth?
Okay, Scott. Let's talk real. I have no grounding in this. What would I be rolling to figure out?
I'm going to tell you that it's not going to be worth a lot, and you know that as well. So,
Ask for 1 gold. 1 gold.
1 gold is probably
man,
twice as much as it's worth. It's probably worth maybe
Well, that's where you
3,
start,
4
bargaining.
silver.
We're arguing over the price. Start with 1 gold.
Yeah. Amla think it worth
Mm.
5 gold pieces.
Pressa slumps a little bit. Oh my god!
I'm-
I just start looking through like the nearest pile of stuff on a table.
I
I'm
can
out.
give you a store credit of 8 silver pieces.
I'm not
Scott,
no
this is
credit,
your
no
moment
good.
to recommend the nicest deal, the biggest bargain in the store.
It's true. It's not this tooth, apparently. I will give you in barter. I will give you this fine. I can't even think of anything. Flute. You look like a man.
Hey,
Amlal is literally, I'm not kidding, Amlal is proficient in the flute, so Amlal is taking that deal.
Yes.
Awesome. I can't believe we're both proficient in the same instrument. That's amazing.
Now you both fight over this lovely flute.
That's right. I have 2 fipple flutes right now. So wait, is this a fipple flute or like a regular flute?
This is a regular flute.
Oh, okay. Different.
It's very nice.
I could hear the sound of going over someone's flute knowledge just right there.
A fipple flute's like a recorder. You play it like this for our viewers, and a flute is like this.
Would you say this is more of a piccolo?
Let us not mention piccolos. So he had you the flute. You had him. He keeps the tooth.
Done.
And he says,
Great.
"It was a pleasure doing business with you, large man."
And I say, I found this lovely water skin, and I'm wondering what the price is on that. Because I have a really, really good water skin, but I thought maybe a backup would be okay.
Well, I didn't even know I had this water skin. So I'd say, I don't know, silver.
Sure. I just want to be done with this place, so I'm just going to give him the silver. I'm not even haggling.
He gives you, he takes it and he gives you the water skin.
Thank you.
I noticed you got this crummy vase here. I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Oh, all of you are gifted spotters. That is a lovely piece of a great example of the Tier School of Pottery.
Of course, he's a pottery expert.
I think everybody knows that the Tier School of Pottery is the most reviled of the schools of pottery. So 1 gold piece, and we'll speak no more of it.
You drive a hard bargain, sir. You've got 2 gold pieces, and it's a deal.
I don't know what's between 1 and 2 gold pieces, so fine.
That is how I have it.
I think. 8 shillings.
Yeah. So, yeah, 3 quid and Mumbledy Pen.
Bob's your uncle. Yep.
Yeah. Yep. Jack's a donut. All right, we're done.
Now he notices you, Regdar. He says you look like a man who would appreciate a good book.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is this like a
Is
cult
it an
thing?
insult?
Yeah. Have you heard the good news?
Beat him up, boys.
And he pulls
Worm.
out a large, kind of beautifully illuminated manuscript, which is unusual. And he said, "I don't know what it's written in, but I bought it a couple of days ago from a caravan, a passing merchant. And I haven't. Most of the people who come in here are like your friend, your large friend. They are clearly illiterate, but you seem like a man who would appreciate a book."
Oh, totally. Would you like me to look it over for you, or are you trying to sell it?
I'm trying to sell it to you.
Okay, let me take a look.
So you take a look at it, and it is a beautifully illuminated manuscript written in Halfling, which you do not read.
And
but
hold on a second, sir. I'm just going to put on this spooky hat in your store.
What are the chances that does Presta read? Would I have learned how to read in my caravanning?
So generally, people on Athos do not know how to read, but I leave it up to the players to determine.
Because I do speak Halfling,
so it is up to you if you are literate in all the languages that you know. You certainly can speak and understand, but you can choose to whether or not you read them or not.
I feel like I do, so I want to also.
Well, then you can read it.
Like I'm looking, I'm very tall, so I can look over Regdar's shoulder.
So Regdar puts on his spooky hat, uses an action, and now suddenly the halfling makes sense to him.
I did not know that halflings were big writers. So this is exciting.
They're small
They're
writers.
little writers.
That's all right. That's accurate, but mean. Yes.
You can tell that it's a genealogical history of the halfling clans of Ogo.
Oh. Do I learn anything interesting about the recent halfling clans of Ogo?
No, it's more of a, kind of I wouldn't say ancient, but it tracks them, but it's not like up to date. It's not.
Can I just skim it in case? So, and it doesn't tell me, for example, who the like current ruling halfling clans or anything. This is ancient halfling history.
Yes.
I ask. So this is written in halfling. Where was the caravan that you bought it from? Did it have halflings?
So I bought it from. He didn't buy it from caravan. He bought it from a passing merchant. So he says the merchant was a human. But he said that he bought it from someone in Silver Springs, which is a town that you are familiar with.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, this is an interesting purchase, friend. I mean, seems like given you're probably not likely to encounter many people who speak the halfling language, so you kind of limited yourself there. Did you know this was in halfling?
Thank you for letting me know it's in halfling. I had no idea that it was in halfling.
Well, how much did you pay for it?
It is just a beautiful book. It is. I can part ways with this book for 80 gold pieces, and it is, in fact, it is a beautifully illustrated book. It is.
Yeah, I mean, it's a nice conversational piece, but I don't know. I think you're going to be sitting on this one for a while.
Well, a man of you certainly have an eye for pottery, so I assume that's that old saying, "He who loves pottery loves books."
I guess that's a Kled saying. Haven't heard that one before.
Actually, I've heard it in several other towns. It's not that local.
It's not funny in those towns either.
Just the one town where it's funny, but everywhere else, no.
Yeah, no one likes those.
Do we need this book? I don't know if we really even need this book.
I
mean, it might. Yeah, I'm really trying to imagine when this book would be helpful.
We could probably sell it to somebody else for better.
Yeah, but not for more than like 80 is like I was thinking like
that is
10. Yeah, I mean, do you think we can? So I mean, look, level with me. You didn't even know what this book was written in. You telling me you paid anywhere near 80 for a book that you didn't know? You're a better businessman than that, right?
Am I?
Yes.
I would
Yes,
I would like to roll insight.
Go ahead.
I will also roll insight.
I apparently somehow, even with my limited insight, got a 20 on insight.
Well, you know that he paid far less than 80 gold pieces for it.
Yeah, I think you are a better businessman than that. Come on, don't waste our time here. I'm already a valued customer. I bought that vase, and you saw that, I didn't waste both of our times with that. I am a person who gets down to business. You don't spend all your time, if you want to appreciate pottery, you don't spend your days arguing about the price of pottery. You spend your days appreciating pottery. Same goes for stupid books no one wants. So level with me. How much did you pay for this? From that we can negotiate an appropriate markup because you've obviously invested some time and money in this. But look, you didn't even pay to get it assessed. You didn't know what it was written in. Honestly, at this point, you owe me money. So
the logic checks out.
Wow, watch Regdar work. This is how
well,
we got today, which is Kled.
Yeah. Look, in a battle, I may basically just be a walking blood balloon, but today...
Where the hell was this Ragdar when I was standing in a cabin holding a pair of purple pants?
We're in a shop, people, and this is my element. I would like to point out that Regdar's counter lies in the purple pants situation were great, and that you guys were idiots. So,
he says, well, I could...
Editor, roll the tape.
If only we had some way to record these conversations so we can look at them later.
We'll never know.
We'll never know. I could not sell it for any less than 50 gold pieces. I understand where you're coming from, but the mastery and the workmanship of this book, they don't make books like this anymore. Literally.
Right. Regdar is peeved. It's been a long day.
Regdar.
His friend almost got eaten by a box, and basically he is not going to be satisfied until he walks out of this shop totally ripping this guy off. Insight, well, only 10. Does Regdar have any sense of how much this thing might actually be worth or what this guy paid for it, other than certainly way less than any number he's said so far?
Well, at a 10, you would know that it is. I mean, books are very rare on Athos, and certainly this book is made very well, as Regdar has already pointed out. The nature of it makes it kind of limits its value, but you feel like 50 gold pieces actually is not a bad price for it.
I got a 16 on history just to know if there might be anything like useful in that realm.
Yeah,
from
like
this book.
I mean,
Took time to sit down and actually read it.
And I apologize, haggling over prices is stupid, but like, I mean, does Regdar have a sense of like what would be a cheap book in Athos?
Well, people don't usually buy books.
Yeah, so I mean, our order of magnitude, is there a book that one can purchase for less than 10 gold pieces, or is like, I mean, just the paper a book is printed on already makes it in the 20 to 50 range?
I think by default it would probably be at least 20 gold pieces just for any old book.
That's fair.
At this point, Kachka, slightly inebriated, stumbles out of the tavern, sensing that Regdar needs her someday.
Oh dear. As you ask, as you stumble down the street, where the party went, because they do stick out, and you get pointed to the sundry shop.
So current offer is
heading that way.
50 is what he's currently offering.
50 is, he says, 50 is all I could do. And as he says that, in walks Kachka.
Oh no.
Hey, Regdar!
Hi, Kachka. How's it going?
Hey.
How are your pants?
That's a weird question since I don't wear pants, but pretty good, I guess.
It's a typical tier greeting.
Hey, you guys buying stuff?
We have already bought some things. We are currently negotiating future things.
Oh, cool. What you buying?
I don't know. He wants to sell us this book, but can you think of a reason we would want a halfling book?
That book looks stupid.
Yeah, I mean it doesn't play songs or anything.
Don't think you want it. Wait,
Yeah.
it doesn't have songs in it?
No.
What's the point?
It's a bad kind of book. Yeah, I really don't know. I almost feel bad for this guy, but like, am I going to pay more than 15 gold for a book to make some guy feel not bad about his life?
I would not pay more than 60 gold pieces for that book.
Well,
60 gold pieces.
I am not paying more than 60 gold pieces. That's crazy.
Good, because don't do it. Bad deal.
I was thinking 15, and that was basically a favor at this point. This guy didn't even know it was a halfling book.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
look
now
at it.
Now he's trying to hard sell me on that. Doesn't that seem weird? Presto, that's weird, right?
How did he not know it was a halfling book? Look how small it is.
If you don't want this book, you don't have to buy it. I'm just saying, it is a high quality book.
I mean, so what are you offering for translation services then? Services, I'll point out, that have already been rendered.
Oh, that's a good point.
I didn't ask for the translation services.
I believe you did ask. So
no, I just showed you the book, and I said I don't know what it's written in, and you said don't worry, I'm going to put this spooky helmet on in your business, and you said it was halfling.
It's hard for me to keep track of the things I say.
Clearly. You know what you need? You need a book that you can write things down in.
Okay, this book is already full of stuff. Stop trying to sell this book as a journal. It's a book. So I'm onto your hard pressure book sales tactics, buddy. This is not the first book Regdar has bought.
Hey, Regdar, you read halfling?
I can when I wear this spooky hat. He puts a spooky hat on and looks at Kachka.
That suits you.
It's
a
a good
very attractive
spooky hat on. Preston,
I like the way the eyes glow.
Carlos and Omwal look at each other, nod knowingly as two illiterate gentlemen, and walk outside because they are tired of this book business.
Book talk. All right, this book thing is going on too long. Preston, how much money do we actually have on us? We have like a lot, right?
Yeah. If you want to chip in 25, I'll chip in 25, and we can just be done with this.
All right. Look, guy. Actually, my friends are leaving. We got to catch up with them. 30 gold pieces and business is done. You've made your day's profit. You can relax the rest of the day. What do you say?
I say you should give me a persuasion check.
Is Regdar is not great at persuasion because it's charisma based, but I rolled a 20.
That says
which with Regdar's -1 skill is a 19.
He reaches out his hand and says, "You've got a deal. 30 gold pieces."
Well,
All
we've
right,
reached the climax of this adventure, haven't we?
I'm really glad.
Kachka points all four of her arms and says, you got ripped off, dude.
I'm really glad he said the price at the end because in all my back and forth, I didn't keep track of any of the numbers. So, so we bought a weird halfling book for 30 gold pieces.
Yep.
Who is keeping track of the money?
We did it,
I
everybody.
actually have some of my own
We did it.
for some reason. So
Yeah, this is what people love. Book talk.
Reading is fundamental, you
Look,
guys.
if this wasn't important, Scott wouldn't have let us waste time on this, right?
Yeah.
Totally.
Who is carrying the 125 from this morning's excursion?
I don't know. And said
Not
we
me.
All
But
right.
I do. I have enough to cover it. I will
The
just pay
magic
for it.
quarter
And,
that carries all of our
and pay
new
for it.
gear.
Okay, because Regdar has like some pocket spending money, but he doesn't have 30 book money, which probably he should have used as a negotiating tactic. So I've got no money. You might as well give me this book.
You make a very good point.
Did I mention that Regdar used to work in sales? So.
That's right. I will pay for it, and that's fine. I will take it out of petty cash later.
Petty cash, yeah.
I missed
Sounds
the bit
good.
where you read the book. What was in the book?
It's halfling genealogy.
Genealogy.
Now, do you think I got ripped off?
No, it sounds great.
It's like the book of Matthew, just on and on.
You know what? I wouldn't think that would be worth 30 gold pieces to me, but to Regdar, hell yeah. Reading a genealogy chart
You
is
know
right
what?
up his alley.
Here's the only rationale. I don't know why this is in this adventure, unless Scott has just made this up to vex me. Which Scott, game respect game. But I figure we're likely to meet halflings at some point. Maybe they'll be impressed that we have a book about them.
Yeah, there's nothing that makes halflings love you as much as waving a book in front of them.
Look,
When they're probably illiterate.
That book is attached to a hand that looks mighty
Look,
delicious.
most of my best books are halfling books.
look.
The
love
halflings we're
halfling.
looking for are part of an official,
Yeah.
party. They probably, if there are any literate halflings, these are probably them.
Yeah, also, like, they're diplomatic envoys. Like, halflings are kind of a mysterious people to many of us Tyrians. So, like, knowing a little bit about them and maybe being able to name drop some halfling history, that is an investment we are making in the success of this adventure, Kachka.
Okay.
And when we invest in the success of the adventure, we invest in ourselves. And isn't that what Dungeons & Dragons is all about?
You want to roll persuasion to see if I buy your line of bullcrap?
I'm a dungeon master. I know that characters can't roll persuasion on other player characters. Thank you. But Scott.
Let's have a persuasion off.
But Scott, I rolled an 11 for Scott.
I don't think he's persuaded.
Or male.
It's hard to keep track.
All right. I'm
all
not
right.
going to talk for a little while. That was a lot of Regdar.
You are.
Perhaps
So
two.
before I leave the sundry shop, I wanna look at just very, very quickly for a journal and writing utensil. Because I'm gonna start taking notes on these strange characters, and I don't have that in my inventory.
So at this point, we have a full hour-length segment of the show just called
gonna write a
Regdar Buys a Book.
She's gonna write a bestseller,
It's just
and
gonna
it's
be
gonna.
called Sundries.
Just so you guys watch. This is going to be the most popular episode.
It's gonna be our spin-off podcast. It's just like
Regdar's
book
yeah.
shopping.
Book buying with
I'm
Regdar.
looking forward to the popular spin-off where Tony and Scott as Regdar and Dungeon Master just negotiate about prices of things in stores.
Stores that don't exist. The best part.
Yeah. You know what? I have a soft spot for the shopkeepers in Dungeons and Dragons worlds because they're ridiculous. So I love them.
They are underappreciated. And he will also sell you a pen and a blank journal, Shara, for I don't know, 2 silver pieces.
Check
Okay.
to make sure it's blank
Sold.
and doesn't have a bunch of halfling scribblings.
Oh
in it.
yeah, I'm gonna
Always
make
erase
sure.
that out.
And like the paper's good quality and all that. I gotta be sure.
It is.
Oh, dear.
It is the best you could find.
Good color ink. No, I'm kidding.
You could probably make your own ink on the road out of
That's true.
That's out of
materials.
your blood that you bled during battle.
Materials.
I didn't
No,
want to
that's
get
all right.
into
We don't need to go down that rabbit hole. It's okay.
Sundry materials.
Kachka, spit in this tube.
Says here, I hate cilantro. Weird.
So you leave the sundry shop. I assume you're all together again.
I'm gonna hang out in the sundry shop for a little while.
It is
Regale the
afternoon in Cled, and suddenly you feel a tremor. As you're standing on the long road, you look up, and so it's a busy mid-afternoon, people are walking their kids around.
Not their pets, the kids.
They're all on leashes.
Well, they got to poop.
Yeah, what are you going to do?
That's right. Then people come and harvest it and make ink out of it. And
in some Athasian populations, it's really hard to tell the difference between someone walking a kid and walking a pet. It's just they're not the most beautiful children. Here is what we're saying.
Where do you think they get the poultry?
And so you look up, the tremor, everything shakes, and a second later, 4 small children and the old cart that they were playing on slide down into a sinkhole that suddenly opens.
Crap.
They disappear from sight, shrieking for help.
Oh no, I immediately run to try to help.
Maybe there's some sort of maybe there's some sort of strange cultural thing. Perhaps we should not interfere.
A distraught woman runs out from a nearby house and sprints to the edge of the hole, which crumbles away, spilling her in as well. More people run from other homes. Calls of a rope, magic
They
rope.
all pile into the hole one by one.
And a ladder, get a ladder. Fill the air.
My bond is to protect and guide. So like at the instant I see any of this happening, I will immediately run toward it and try to help the stupid human kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, so
I got rid of all my rope.
I hate myself as I do it, but
Said it was useless.
I'm drunkenly stumbling towards the hole as well.
all right, so
Sure,
tell me,
I'll go there too.
how are you approaching the hole?
Stealthily.
Stumbling.
Courteously?
no, I'm basically sprinting over. To
All right,
the edge
everybody
of the
who goes towards the hole.
Regdar approaches it looking for an angle. Maybe he might be able to cheat it out of something.
Everybody roll a dexterity check. You approach the edge of the hole, and I need a dexterity check.
Regdar is on a hot streak. This is great. I like rolling numbers and seeing high numbers. That's great. Nothing can stop me now.
Nothing can stop me.
dexterity check, not a saving throw.
Regdar is fueled
saving
by
throw.
getting a good deal.
Crits don't mean anything on
18.
decks, do they?
Excellent. So you're all kind of at the edge of the hole, and you notice that
Just a regular old Friday night.
the ground here is very crumbly, and so it's a geological term. I don't want to get too technical, but and so you can see some people are kind of hurrying towards the edge of the hole, and you see another townsperson fall in, and you look inside the hole, and you see a dark chamber about 30 feet below the level of the ground. It looks larger than the hole and extends into the darkness on all sides. A heap of loose earth is piled in the middle. The children who fell in are sitting on the mound of earth, coughing in the dust and sobbing with fright. My boy, my boy! A worried parent shouts
My boy!
over the edge. Somebody do something! More townsfolk hurry up from all sides, staying clear of the edge. Among them are a few town elders who you have met some of them. So Meliko and Luther are there. And they say, Meliko says, they're pulling people away from the edge, ordering others to stay back. Leave it to us, as says Meliko. We will tend to this matter. The children won't be harmed by being down there a little while. No one must go down. Keep back.
I punch him in the face.
I'm going down after that.
All right. Regdar has how far a drop? What did you say it was to the chamber below?
30 feet.
Fortunately, we have 6,000 feet of rope among
I
us.
also
Yeah.
Quick, form bucket brigade.
I was
all right.
like,
No. Hold on. Everybody, join hands and jump. Trust me.
okay, I do it.
All right, fine.
All right,
Total party kill.
I trust Regdar.
There's some soft earth down there we can land on. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm not that worried.
And
I
children.
was gonna just
fine.
jump in anyway. So
You hear
I'm
Meliko
picturing
say-
Reg saying, "Oh no, I wish I was."
Meliko says, no one go down there. This is not for strangers. And she points at you and says, don't enter.
I don't think she has enough time to say all of those things in the time that Regdar says.
So many things.
We've been here 4 hours. We're not strangers.
I assume that everyone touches Hell's hands. Regdar casts Feather.
Man, this is gonna be like Toy Story. It's gonna be like Toy Story 3 here.
Yeah. Scott, I was thinking about casting Featherfall. I was gonna wait to see how the fall was going before I committed.
All right, well, if you don't cast Featherfall, then...
So yeah,
I'm sorry. This
It's
turns
only
out to be
30 feet down. Come on.
This turns out to be Fatherfall. Sorry.
The trick to Featherfall is you can only cast it on falling creatures, and I didn't feel like there was time to explain how that works, so we had to be falling first. Thanks for your
And
drop.
after all,
Oh.
Here we go.
you're my feather fall. Okay, thank you. Good night. Drive safely.
So the short answer is we take no falling damage and land on our feet unless we fell further than 60 feet.
Which you did not. So you fall down, and you are...
Everybody do a cool landing hero pose.
I'm just going to the kids immediately.
Ah, my ankle!
I don't believe that anybody hurt themselves falling into the pit.
Today, it's going to be the day that we jump into the pit and save you. Yeah, something like that. I say to the children as we're falling.
Oh, dear.
I'm trying to think of a good cigarettes and feather fall joke, but I'm not coming up with it.
Okay, so I
nice.
will quickly explain what's in here. This is a wide, irregularly shaped cavern with a floor of smooth bedrock. Damp dirt and stone with protruding here and there make up the walls. A 5-foot-wide tunnel heads off to the north, and a stone slab, a door with a rusty pull ring, stands to the east. By the stone door, a couple of well-used cloaks and a water skin are on the floor. And also... the dotted line, everyone can see the map. The dotted line circle is the mound of dirt, and the kids are on that, and they're looking at you, and they are amazed. They're actually a little frightened too. How did you fall so slowly?
I immediately run up to the kids and I'm not answering.
Have you never
the question.
learned how to fall, kid?
I'm just gonna roll a medicine check. I want to check on these kids and make sure they're okay. 19. I don't know if I need to roll separate ones for each kid, but
no, you look at them. Luckily they landed in this mound of dirt that was very loose, so they feel fine.
Okay.
And
Scott?
you said that at least one other townsperson had fallen in.
Yes, that person looks like they sprained their ankle.
Okay, I will attend to their ankle while other people do whatever they need to.
How much strength would it take to throw a kid back out of the hole?
How did I know that was where you were going?
Dad? No.
These kids are there like 80 pounds or so. You could attempt to pick one up and throw one. You're very strong.
I'm very strong.
Yeah, but it's the landing I'm worried about.
Yeah. No one doubts your ability to throw a child.
I always explain it to Amla. Amla, you're too good at throwing. Yeah. They probably would not be safe on the other end because they don't know how to fall like we just did.
This true. If accidental into steel a cave would bad.
What?
That was awesome.
Yes. I don't know what you said, but
I don't know. Somehow we just downgraded from Phil's to Bizarro, and it's starting. It's getting rough. Hulk is next, and then I don't know where we go from there.
Little smash.
Yeah. And you hear very clearly worried parents from the hole saying, "Bring our children up."
And I yell back, maybe we're going to be the ones that save your kids.
After all.
Listen, there are many things that I would like to say to you, but I don't know how.
Oh, God.
How do we get back up?
But maybe
I say, look at that mother up there. She is love.
So first you don't want us to go into the hole, but now that we're in the hole, you want to be all like, oh, give us our children back.
See, the parents always wanted you to go
never
and hold
throw them back to you.
Not want you to go.
Hey,
so you're in a hole.
Is there any way
we could tie a rope to a rock, throw the rock up there? I'm sure Amla can do that. They can catch it, and then we can make a harness to get the kids up and out.
Yes, and as you're arguing amongst yourselves, a couple of ropes get thrown down. And the parents say, "Grab the rope, kids!"
I fashioned a little loop that they can put their tiny little children feet in to
You can't do that with a rope. Come on.
that is exactly what you can do with rope.
I don't think so. Look, we can make a ladder out of it or something.
Hey, I'm a DM now too. I know these things.
Yeah. Speaking of ladders, a ladder then joins. So now there's a ladder. So the person, a couple of the kids are climb up the ladder.
So angry. Right now.
The person with the twisted ankle uses the loop that Presta created and is pulled up and the children are evacuated.
I very clearly shout up to like the parents and the townspeople. Hey, there are some passages off of here. We should probably explore to make sure that there are no more sinkholes that will threaten your children, townspeople.
Yeah.
And Melico's head pops up and says, "Do not explore anywhere down there. The Delvers must not be disturbed."
You say explore down here? Yes.
Do we know what Delvers means?
You could roll to your check.
All right, is that like history or?
Yeah.
That's only an 11. But Almal knows way more about history than I do.
Oh yeah, Delvers. I'm all big into Delvers.
He liked the Delvers before they were cool.
Yeah. You know
Have
why
their
we haven't
first
heard,
album.
I've probably.
you know why we haven't heard of the Delvers? Because they're still underground.
While all of this saving of children is going on, Kachka is looking around to see if I can identify any movement in the shadows around the periphery of the room.
It is so there. I'll get to the Delvers in a second. There's a big hole, so this room is illuminated with sunlight, and nobody is skulking about. Umlal, you
No skulkers.
At the word Delver, a memory is fired off in your mind, and you remember that there's a legend of Cled that says that it was, as I said, it was built on a dwarven citadel, and they believe that the Delvers are kind of spirits that inhabited the citadel, and they kind of some people, I wouldn't say worship them, but they respect them and send them trinkets and things.
Almal turns to relay this, but basically gets as far as dwarf ghosts.
I nod.
Hey, Scott, did any of us notice that mysterious white rectangle on the map on the east side?
Mysterious white rectangle.
It looks like a door.
Oh, yes. Okay. I already explained that mysterious.
Is that the slab?
Oh, that's the slab.
That is the slab.
Sorry, I heard the description, but not the location.
So yes, I will read the description one more time. It is a 5-foot wide tunnel leads off to the north, so that's up. There is no. Here it is. We will do that. So now you can see.
Does this appear to be a lab? And if so, what's on the slab?
It is a stone slab that is a door with a rusty pull ring that is to the east. And by that door, you may remember
Rusty Pull Ring is my favorite cocktail.
Thanks for clearing up that anticipation.
Dan, don't look up Rusty Pull Ring on Urban Dictionary.
There are a couple of well-used cloaks and a water skin on the floor.
Yes.
When we say well-used cloaks, what? Nah, never mind.
Wait, they're not like on hooks or anything, just lying there? Are they like, have they been left there? Are they like folded? Or are they just like...
Dan, don't critique the Delvers.
Why nobody ever hang up their cloaks?
There are no pegs on which to hang your cloak, so they just kind of toss them on the floor.
I'll always clean up after everyone.
I'll start hammering pegs into the slab. Need to do everything around here?
I would like to roll an insight check to see what the reaction from the rest of the townspeople that are sort of standing around and looking down when the Delvers are mentioned. Like, are they? Is this going to be the moment that the mob forms to run us out of town, or are they like, what the heck is a Delver? We don't care about that nonsense.
All of my escape plans for avoiding the mob in town were not based on being in a hole.
I rolled a 1. So that's
Who knows?
a 7.
You do hear some sounds of. It sounds like the people are happy. The children are back. You hear the town elder say, "Go back home. The hole is dangerous. Everyone disperse."
I think we should get moving before people follow us. So either slab or
Almal would like to take a look at the slab.
All right. It is a stone slab that has a rusty pull ring.
Does the this is like being in this feel like space station here.
Yeah. I went to grade school with a rusty pull ring. It was cool.
Does it look like this could actually be like, if I pulled on the pull ring, would it like open or would it like fall over?
It looks to be a door.
All right.
How does Almal feel about doors today?
Almal looks at the slab and says, "Are you mimic?
Are you a mimic?"
And you hear a voice that says, "No."
Well, wait a second.
Are you my mimic?
Do I actually hear a voice?
You do not hear a voice. There.
Okay.
There's nothing.
You do hear a voice,
hard-
Amal, but it's your medication. It's starting.
So can I try a strength check to open this door?
Yeah, sure.
You could also just do a door check to open it, but yeah.
That was a 9. My
All
strength
right,
is better
you-
than my door skill.
You feel like you didn't plant yourself well, but then you realize as you pull the rusty pull ring that this door was not locked and it opens easily.
I have good news and good news. Good news 1, door open. Good news 2, door not mimic.
Okay.
And it leads into a hallway of sorts.
I'm gonna grab that water thing because why not? Free water.
All right, it's half full.
That's hey,
All right.
yeah.
Or half
Or
empty.
half empty. Oh, damn.
And Carlos
Actually, it's going to peer
Carlos
down
puts
the
on a
north
cloak
tunnel.
because why not?
There's not enough cloaks for everybody, I assume.
There are 4 cloaks.
I doubt it would
Oh,
fit
I
me
thought there were
anyway.
Okay.
Should the
Kashka's
rest?
going to peer down the northern tunnels because it sounds like we're heading towards the eastern
All right.
side.
Quick plan. We all put on cloaks. Everyone pretend to be a dwarf. Ketchka's our prisoner.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we all love the Delvers. We love the Delvers and know all about their customs and ways.
We are ghosts. Everyone just make ghost noises.
yeah, ghost noises. Chain rattle. Oogans.
Do I spot anything down the northern tunnel?
And so a point of order.
My name is Lol.
For this map, squares are 10 feet each, by the way.
What?
Oh
That
my.
is-
I spent like an hour trying to get the squares 5 feet on Roll20, and I decided I was not going to spend any more
That's
time
fine.
doing that.
All right, Scott. Next
That's
time,
a pretty
let me
big
know.
size cave.
Thank you. It was just annoying me
If
incredibly.
you spend more than 10 minutes next time, let me know.
Yeah, I've definitely had trouble, and Tony has fixed all my problems for maps.
Aw, Tony.
Does that mean we can
Not
finally
just in
clear a
D&D,
square?
also all of Dan's maps in life. So,
Yeah, I can never get anywhere.
yeah.
I couldn't
Dan,
get it to
sorry,
line
all
up.
roads lead to Snake Town. That's just how it goes.
Anyway, down. So the north tunnel is muddy, and it winds to the north. You see it goes off into the distance. Does Ketchka have dark vision? It's dark.
Kachka does.
Guys,
So
he literally said the road was winding and nobody said something.
It continues going off. You can't see in it. As far as you can see, you see just a muddy tunnel.
All right, Amla will take a step into this tunnel. A couple steps. He can
All
run
right,
40
so
feet.
you
One,
see-
2, 3.
Tony, if there had been blinding lights down the tunnel,
I
that
know.
would definitely-
Yeah. Yes, Steve.
So,
Yes.
Umlal,
Hey, you
go-
started it.
I know who I am.
You go down a clearly worked tunnel that is a corridor, as they call it.
Well, if it's a tunnel that's worked, that becomes a corridor.
Corridor.
Fancy.
I am very smart. At 60 feet beyond the stone door, about 30 feet in front of you, Umlal, you see 2 stone reliefs of stern dwarves in chainmail carrying battle axes, and they face each other across the tunnel.
Oh,
How do they spell
statues.
Benathus?
I'm not going to let Amal get too far by himself. I'm going to start following.
He's like 60 feet away from everybody at the moment.
Dum.
All right, Carlos
um,
is going to follow.
Okay.
I can go 60 feet in a turn, so actually 70 feet in a turn.
Dang.
Combat
Right.
stuff.
Feet in a turn.
That's all I do.
Damn.
Go wherever you want. 60 feet beyond there, but I already said that. The carvings stand out from the passage walls, and they have
Is
gaps
this-
around them, so they could be doors. The passage
Okay, is it
continues-
passable? Okay,
Past
let's
them.
continue.
If I could finish a sentence, you would find out.
Before you finish, Scott, I'm gonna let you finish, but
So basically, there are
Those corridors are the best corridors there of all time.
2 ornate things that look like doors, and the passage continues beyond.
Two, like more than one ornate, or over the top, unnecessarily ornate.
There's either 2 ornate, which is halfling for 6.
All right, well, thanks everybody for playing.
that was what got me. That was the.
we made it, guys. We made it like 3.5 hours before he decided to kick us out of the game. It's
Good night,
pretty good.
everybody.
There are more than 1, but less than 3 doors that have ornate carvings on them.
All right.
What is around this corner here?
Yeah. Oh,
Which
and
corner?
before I rush into the tunnel to follow Amwal, I shout up to the people standing above. I say, "Oh, well, I can't take him anywhere. We better go and get him. Bye." And I rush up to follow him.
What is behind that?
We'll be right out. Ta ta.
An excellent question, Dan. One that I wish they would have answered.
So clearly, these
It's
kids
okay,
are sort
we
of a
wait.
sacrifice that the believer folk
There we are.
decided to hand out to whoever's under this tunnel.
Nah, that's probably.
So
They wouldn't do that.
the door to the south leads to another long stone tunnel. Now it's dark in here. There's a little light from the gaping hole in the first room, but if you want to see it, basically whoever doesn't have dark vision, you're having a hard time seeing because it's kind of very dark in here.
I've got an explorer, which I believe has a tinderbox and some torches, so I'm gonna light up one sucker.
Doesn't anybody have a light cantrip or something?
You think I could cast a spell?
Magic?
Steve?
All right,
How dare you?
I make almost your tinderbox is now glowing light.
Irony.
What?
Caleb looked
I'm gonna get magic tinderbox and create fire and light.
You're welcome. Have a magical day.
Magic. So you can see far down. It's a
I mean, who did that?
a stone tunnel.
Whatever. We knew you get flunked out of Templar school or whatever.
All right,
We learned.
Alma will
that,
go
so.
around the corner and see how far he can see down this tunnel.
All right, you see down a stone corridor that then turns.
All right, I guess.
Damn it! I
walking
wasn't
down this
expecting a
corridor.
turn in the corridor.
Peek. Anything?
All
There he
right.
goes.
Oh.
Anybody want to follow him?
He's really doling out these. Is
Yep.
this a dead end?
This is a dead end. It is an exciting dead end that ends in a pit covered by a stone bench with a hole in it.
Ah,
A pit covered
it's an
by a
outhouse.
stone bench. How does that
more
work?
of an in-house.
Does it stink? Has it been
Oh,
used
I get it.
recently?
Everybody's coming in.
I'm just trying to use bathroom. Give him little privacy.
Hey, you got anything I could wipe with, Regdar, that cost me 30 gold pieces?
Oh.
You know what? You could just use sand if you're going to talk about the book that way.
It does not. It appears that it has been unused for decades, probably hundreds of years.
I'm actually going to make
So
a.
it's due.
I'm going to pop back out to the hallway and
I heard you, Steve.
in a place where we
too.
haven't already been.
I'm sorry.
I want
Yes,
to do
press
a
it.
survival check to see if is this covered with lots of dust? Are there footprints? Has anybody been here?
Yeah, because you said it was muddy, right?
The northern tunnel's muddy.
26.
You notice that it is so the tunnel that you were just in.
Mhm.
There was a fine the caking of dust. Clearly,
I never want to eat a Scott cake. That's
but the
Please don't
tunnel,
use the term caking the outhouse tunnel. It's
the hallway, the main corridor here looks like it is well used, and there is.
Oh, that doesn't sound like ghosts to me.
well, it sounds like ghosts that don't use the bathroom.
That's right. They don't.
Well, they don't need to anymore.
religion check. Is that true?
Yes, ghosts do not poop.
No, Scott. Everybody poops.
Scott, just all right. Theological question: is that in Dark Sun or everywhere? Are you talking about real ghosts or just Dark Sun ghosts?
Specifically, dark sun ghosts.
All
That
right,
just
just checking.
completely changed my feelings on ectoplasm.
Well, I won't tell you what that is.
All right.
Uh,
What about this other one over here? Is this also a bathroom?
it was his and hers bathrooms. No, that's not the north tunnel. That is another tunnel.
I'm the toilet inspector.
You can see a similar tunnel that
Does kind of look like a plumbing.
has a turn to it. Then you see
Uh-oh.
some things.
Oh,
Oh,
bunnies!
Just before we roll initiative, how far did we let Amal get ahead of us this time?
Oh yeah, like
I
300
probably-
feet.
I have been trying to follow him, but
30,
yeah,
40,
I had to
50,
mute to
60,
sneeze.
70, 80, 90.
Yeah.
He is currently 100 feet away from everyone.
No.
Carlos
That
is
would
following
happen.
behind Almor.
Yeah.
Carlos knows that he's got to follow
Greg,
Almor or
Gregor
he'll
would
never
like to
come
say,
back.
at least half a football field's length away from.
I followed him down the poop tunnel and opted to stay in the main corridor for this one.
The tunnel opens up into a square room, which you can see here. And even from this distance, you can smell the decaying flesh. You can't quite know, you can't tell from here what it is, but you do notice some large rats are moving about.
How large?
Rats.
If you were to... There are unusually large rats. Rodents of unusual size.
I don't think they
I don't.
exist.
Yeah.
They're not like the size of a dog, but they are maybe twice the size of a normal rat.
Okay. Okay.
Like a
Super
Chicago
rats.
rat or
I
like
heard you. Yeah.
a pet store rat?
Whoa. What is a Chicago rat?
The Chicago rat has relish on it, and
It's a deep dish rat.
This rat, yeah.
Some spaghetti, a little bit of pasta.
I've only ever seen a rat in the wild in Chicago, and it was way huger than the ones that you see in pet stores.
These
So
are
that's
not-
that's what I judge by.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's like a real rat.
twice
The ones in
size
pet
of
stores are
a
basically
rat.
mice.
Is
That's
right-
not how rats work, Dan.
That's
It was
totally how
like
rats
the size
work,
of a cat,
guys.
so
These are large rats, people.
Our rats are large.
Wait, they're rat people?
large people.
They are large rat people.
Are the rats doing anything?
I'm a large rat person.
You are not close enough to know what the rats are doing.
Well, but they're not like coming at us.
They are not approaching.
They are
you now.
going round and round.
All right.
How do we feel about
Rat
sewer
reference
rats
acknowledged.
in the ghost sewer?
You know what? If you wait, they'll eventually come around after they go around.
Round, get around.
Close.
So can I like close with these rats? 1, 2, 3.
Remember, it's
4?
10-foot squares.
I know. I move 40 feet a turn.
So
Or move.
the rats are ignoring you because now, as you're closer, you notice that they are feasting upon corpses.
Oh Lord.
Oh.
What kind
nice.
of corpses?
Well,
Yeah, I will take
all
a
is all by
roll.
himself.
I'll take a roll to see what kind of corpses, if I can tell. 21.
You see 3 human corpses reduced to little more than bloody bone and sinew.
Artisanal farm-to-table corpses.
They are sprawled in the room's center with 2 oversized rats. Well, we'll say 3 because I put on the map. Root amongst the bodies, stopping to chew flesh they pulled free.
Any way
Scuttling
of determining how
noises.
long they've been dead?
Come from the narrow crevices in the walls, not from standing there, and it's very difficult because you could see it's hard to tell what kind of the natural decay is versus what they've been eaten away by rats.
Rat eating.
Can I tell what kind of corpses they were? Do I need to roll a medicine check? Or something
They are
like that?
human.
They're
We're
definitely human.
We,
Okay.
we determined that.
Well, screw this then.
Yeah, let's. I'm almost gonna try to shoo the rats away. Shoo, go on.
Do you want me to magic the rats away?
Amla actually takes off one of his shoes and waves it at the
I
rats.
only had one shoe to start with. It's fine.
Through your other one.
So what you're entering the room to shoo them away, I assume?
I guess I'm getting to like. Yeah, hell, I'm entering the room. Sure, why not?
All right, and then as soon as you get close to the rats, they attack you.
Ah, boy.
Shocking.
And
I
then,
was really hoping this would be the time I make friends with the rats.
what is your armor class?
Maybe next time.
That's not correct.
That's a
Hold on.
personal question.
Sorry, it's 16.
Okay, so let's see. What do rats have? Okay. So as you enter, you only saw 3 rats, but coming out of the crevices, 2 more join, so there are a total of 5 rats. Currently, there are now 4 of them are biting you, Umlal.
Just got rats all over.
They're just covered in rats.
It's easy because you're beautiful.
They sink their little rat teeth.
Dootin' dootin' doo doo.
You, and they do some damage.
Wait, they all get on 16. I see, man.
Yeah, these rats. They've been training for this day.
They've been sharpening their teeth
That's
on
right.
human bones.
You get 8 points of damage
Okay.
from little rats, and I guess we're gonna fight rats now. So everybody, roll initiative.
Hooray!
What are we, level 1?
Well, these are giant rats.
Level 2.
Characters would be fighting rats.
I mean, look, this is Dungeons and Dragons. If you can't appreciate fighting rats in a sewer, play a different game.
This tunnel isn't a sewer, though, is it?
It's sewer adjacent.
Well, it's adjacent to a river.
Wow. When you're our party, everything looks like a sewer.
That's right.
Well,
Hey,
folks,
When
I
you're
know
out
this
there
is
racing
dire,
with
but
party.
I'm pretty sure with love we'll find a way. Just give it time.
I'll find a way. All right, so we've got Carlos's 17. All right. All right, Shara.
Shara.
You are, where are you? There you are. So you're a goodly amount away. Ublal says, "We go scare rats away." Walks into the room and shrieks, "The rats are all over me!"
He just
Sounds
comes
about
out
right.
and he's like wearing armor that's basically made of rats now.
Classic Umlaw.
This could have gone better.
There's no way this could have been predicted.
Shoe trip always worked before.
Just wearing a jacket of rats. It's a Tuesday.
Why
Dark Sun.
may not shoo away?
The one place they're not hanging off of him is the shoe he's holding out in front of him.
Just to check, I did offer to use magic to kill all the rats. I said it. I didn't
Totally
just
did.
think
Totally
that.
did.
All right. Yep. Just want to
Well,
verify.
actually, you didn't say you were going to kill them. You just said to get rid of them.
Yeah, I mean, I was going to magic missile all of the rats.
I roll insight to
Send
see
them,
if Red
to a
Dog
farm
really did offer
upstate.
to
Oh
use
my god,
magic.
there's a lot of rats.
Yeah.
So Shara, you see Ublal covered in rats.
Let's Umlaw initiate self-destruct sequence.
Authorization code required.
All right, so just sneak attack. Scott, can you remind me what sneak attack is? I have page 96 in the player's handbook, but I don't actually have a player's handbook.
You don't have a player's handbook.
You have advantage
I'm
on
gonna-
something. If you have advantage or there is an enemy within 5 feet of the target you're trying to hit, then you basically do extra sneak attack damage, which for you would be probably a few d6.
3d6.
3, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So
Okay, so I'm going to. I guess I'm doing that.
Yes.
Sneak attack. So, all right. I got a natural 20.
That rat is dead.
Okay.
What are you using, like a crossbow or
Crossbow,
what?
yeah.
All right, so Ublal, there was a rat on your neck, and it is a bolt goes through it, and now it is pinned to the wall behind you.
I'll give Shara a thumbs up. And there's a rat hanging off the thumb.
Yes, and
Great.
that rat
Keep it
hanging
out
off
there.
your
Keep it out there. I'll
thumb
shoot that one off.
sinks its teeth into you. 3 more rat. Well, it's the same 3. There are 4 rats on you, Umlal. 3 of them bite you. 1 rolls a natural 20. So that's a.
How much
a rat.
damage did I take?
You
total?
take? Let's see. That's what is that?
Guys, remember that time Dan got his character killed by 4 rats?
11. You take 18 points of damage.
All right, I'm going to use my Stone's Endurance to reduce that damage. So I do a d12 plus my con modifier, which is 4. So I reduce that by 13. So that's
Well, then-
5 points of damage.
Hooray!
To 48. 47. I can only do that once, so I should probably get these rats off me.
Ketchka, it's your turn.
It's my turn.
Yes, you notice Umlal does some sort of meditative breathing. He censors his chakra and has resisted some rat damage.
This is exciting. All right. So I'm going to have to run down the corridor because this is a long corridor, isn't it?
10-foot squares.
10-foot squares. So I can only get in like 3.5 squares forward here. Crap. I should have been closer in. So I've got a 60-foot range on a lot of my spells. Can I hit spot amongst the rats from where I'm at?
Yes. Well, they're all covering Umlal. It's basically like a swarm. But what are you trying to do?
Oh, they're not actually where they are on the map, is what you're telling me.
I just don't want to stack them all up. But
They're hanging on Umal. Ah, crap. Well,
Maybe you should insult these rats.
you're resistant to a whole lot of stuff, right, Umal?
you dirty rats.
Not currently, but I will be as soon as it's my turn.
Oh, you're not. Crap.
Well, you could just delay and wait for his turn, right? Is that still a thing? you do?
That is a thing.
That might be a good idea, or I could try to put the rats to sleep.
Rats.
You know what? I'm
also
gonna do that.
Umlal.
I suspect you've probably got more hit points than they do, theoretically.
Well, as long as it doesn't get to their turn again.
All right, tell me what you're doing.
You know what? I'm gonna hold my turn off until Amla has a chance to go.
Okay, so what's your specific trigger? That's the thing that in D&D now you need to have a specific trigger.
My trigger is when I see Amlal appear to gird his loins,
All right.
such that he might be more resistant to things. Then, actually, first before that happens, I'm going to throw some bardic inspiration at Amlal.
You cannot split your. So it's either you wait
This is a bonus action.
Your bonus action happens on your turn.
So wait a minute. So the trigger starts my turn, right? Then I can make all the actions I need to. Okay. So the trigger will be when Amlal completes his turn.
Gets angry.
And the secret is Omlal's always angry. So your turn's now.
Actually,
That
he
really
seems happier than
backfired.
I've seen him in a long time now. He's covered in rats.
Umlal looks back at Costco and is like, "Look, have many pets.
Make friends."
Dan, we're getting very dangerously close to Phil's infringement territory here. I'm just saying, when Alex Lee sues you, I hope I get her autograph.
All right, Carlos.
You will. It's just on legal papers.
It is your turn. You are right next to Umlal. He's covered in rats. Well, 4 rats, but they're large.
I'm gonna hit some rats. That's what I'm doing. With my hammer.
Hit a rat.
Wait, you're gonna hit a rat off me with a hammer?
I am 24 versus AC.
Oh my god!
A rat explodes.
Precision hammering.
Nice.
Okay, and I'm gonna hit
You're in
another
trouble,
rat. 22 versus AC.
Another rat explodes. So
All right.
now Umlal is only covered in 2
And he's
rats.
back for more.
And
Covered in
he's
2
covered
rats.
in 2 rats worth, kind of like rat paste.
Yep.
It's the best kind of paste, I think.
You got to keep those treasure cavities off of your rats by using rat paste on them regularly.
All right, so this introduces an interesting question. So there's 2 rats on me, right?
That's correct.
If I don't, so I was thinking I would rage, but down to 2 rats, I'm not as worried about that. If I don't rage, will Steve lose his turn?
The trigger does not happen, and Steve's turn is lost.
I'm just really angry, but like not raging angry.
Does it cost you anything to rage?
Yeah, I can only do it a certain number of times, and I'm down to. I only have 1 left after that.
All right. Well, I can forego my turn if it looks like things are in hand anyway.
Well, we'll see. I mean, there could be a craft more rats in the walls, so there's a question of whether or not this is a risky move on my part too. But I don't know. There seems like there's only 2 rats right now, so I might take my rat chances.
Same rat time, same rat chances.
So what are you going to do?
I'm gonna try to kill one of the rats on me. How do I do that with a greatsword? Is that possible?
You do it at disadvantage.
Just try to. I just do some sort of like standard attack and like try to smash a rat into a wall.
I would think that probably make more sense.
If your sword is really great, you can chop a tomato or a tin can with it. It shouldn't matter what size it is.
Just stop, drop, and
What
roll.
is
If you just do a standard attack and like slam yourself against a wall, you will not be at disadvantage. If you use your greatsword, you're at disadvantage.
Yeah. Is it the same modifier as if I attacked with a weapon?
Yeah, it'll be your strength modifier.
Oh, no proficiency bonus.
No.
Okay, I will try
You're
to
not
smash.
proficient in slamming yourself into a wall.
I don't do it enough. I gotta practice.
He's practicing, yeah.
Great.
That was an 8.
All right, well, you slam, so everybody sees Umlal. He reaches for his sword, shakes his head, and he just slams himself against the wall. As he's slamming himself, the rat quickly scuttles behind, out of the way, and he just slams himself against the wall, and the rat is now
Good
on his
news.
shoulder.
I get
My
2
question-
attacks, so I reel around and try to do it again.
Go
9.
Oh,
You- so then you push yourself off the wall, fling across the corridor. The rat scurries back to your front, and you slam against the wall.
How much damage did Umlal just do to himself?
Carlos gestures to everybody and says, "Maybe we should just sit back and watch."
That's what I'm doing.
Does that look to Kochka like
does
he
it
is
make him
raging?
All right, wait a second. Hold on.
It looks to
Yeah,
Kochka
this
as
raises an
though
interesting question.
He has gone insane. But he's
Wait.
not angry.
Before I need to look at this. Let's see.
The rat scuttles up Amlal's head, pulls his hair, and makes him attack Carlos.
Totally.
Shoot, I still don't want to waste my rage. It's fine. All right, I'm flailing around. I'm flailing.
Each and every one of these rats could have been a celebrated French chef. I think we should think about that as we murder them.
That is true. Now, I will say, Kachka, that you know when Umlal is raging, and even despite appearances,
I can sense the raging inside him.
You can sense that this is not him raging. And so you hold your turn. Continue to hold your turn.
I think the only problem with these rats is just a general lack of communication. That's what I'm sensing.
Regdar.
All right, there's 2 rats left.
2 rats.
This is a waste of magic, but I'm doing it. This whole adventure is a waste of magic. Magic
this whole
missile.
planet is due to a waste of magic.
Magic missile. I kill 2 rats. Are there any other rats around that I can kill?
How many? There are only 2 rats. How many missiles per rat?
1 rat gets 2 missiles. 1 rat gets 1 missile.
And what is the damage of magic missile?
1d4 plus 1.
All right. So 1 rat. The 2 missile rat is dead. The roll damage for the 3rd missile, or yeah.
It'll take 2 damage.
Then he is still alive.
Well, whatever.
There is only...
I don't see how this is a Regdar problem. I'm done.
All right, Presta. You see Regdar say, "I'll handle this." He kills 1 rat. The other rat is mortally wounded, but not dead.
He just Regdar shrugs.
I was gonna say, like, I wait for a moment because I'm waiting for him to handle it. It's not handled, so I guess I'll shoot at the rats. So
yeah, almost. Stand very still. Don't flinch.
They already shot 1 off me.
Ulal is flailing about.
I saw Shara, take 1 out with her crossbow. I'm like, I can't let that stand. Answered. We gotta. Oh, I rolled a critical hit. So...
Oh, she puts an arrow through its heart.
That's right. The rat is
shot through the heart.
And it is so there's a rat with a bolt through it in the wall, and now that the arrow hits the bolt and splits it, and now the 2 rats are sandwiched on the same spot.
Oh,
rat sandwich.
You can do. I can do better.
Dreams. So.
All right. Are there any other rats? Because I do have another attack.
There are no. All the rats are dead.
See, I knew right from the beginning we'd end up winning.
Now you are out of combat.
Okay.
Unless
I'm going to take this moment
yourselves.
for a bathroom break. I'll be right back.
I'll take a moment to investigate the scene.
Oh, I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves.
Just down the south tunnel there.
Okay.
I guess I would say that regardless of the situation.
Oh, Steve.
Boy, everybody had to go.
Hello, live stream. Hello, bootleg. It's just us. It's your pals. Steve, Tony, and Jason are here.
It's us.
Yeah.
Yep.
The gang.
I just go to the bathroom while we're playing.
What? Too much information.
That's the benefit of recording from your garage.
I don't wait for a break.
As long as your grading is good in your house, you got no problem.
I just, I got a bucket. It's all fine.
Don't even bother with a bucket. Just open the garage door crack.
Just professionals.
Yep. Rat damage.
Rat damage.
Classic Dungeons and Dragons. Rats. Everybody loves rats.
Well, I think I got 7 out of 10 of the tracks from the one Rat album that I own worked into that last combat.
Good.
I don't have a lot of rat knowledge.
I had She Wants Money queued up. I'm not sure how I was going to use that one. Morning After I could still maybe make use of.
I was amused there by I've had enough of you people walking around talking to people in various buildings, so an earthquake happens.
It's time for an earthquake.
That's how dark.
Same thing happened to us last time we talked to those Templars in tears. The earth seems to open up underneath us a fair amount.
Eventually, if you talk to enough people, the world provides.
Look, Athos sucks. I think that's what we can all agree on. It's just a terrible place.
It's certainly not up to code.
You don't want to be there.
Well, it's at a DM's discretion to have sinkholes open.
I thank you because I was dreading what building we were going to investigate next.
Well, there are
love
many
this
clues.
stuff.
I will say. I think I've said this before. This adventure for listeners. We're playing the Princes of the Apocalypse, which is an official adventure from D&D.
Here we are.
It is one of these sandbox adventures that there are many ways that you can do
Every
it. So-
adventure on Athos is a sandbox.
Yes.
Sorry, I went to get a beer. That was my
Sorry,
My
Dan.
That's his first mistake.
My point is that
no
you can-
procedurally generated Dark Sun jokes.
talking to all of these people will lead to various things, but you talk to none of the right people. So
All right.
That is
Bill,
the.
I thought I
That's
was
our
very
motto.
close to embarking Carlos on a whole pyramid scheme with that guy in that one tavern.
and I feel like the listeners like the aimless role playing more than the combat. So
Our listeners are a mess.
They are not. They are not a discerning lot.
Hi, listeners.
We love our listeners. We love them.
love
right.
them.
We love them.
Love those listeners.
What's up,
17
live stream?
viewers right now.
Anyway, eventually you gotta
Just drop people in a pit and feed them rats.
Gotta do.
and do something.
That's just life. Sometimes the streets open up and it's a hole full of rats.
That's right. Happens all the time here in Philadelphia.
Yeah, I was
Some
gonna
days
say-
you exterminate the rats. Some days the rats exterminate you.
Yeah.
Well, we'll wait for Erica to come back.
First
Good idea.
pumpkin spice latte of the season.
Oh my!
Oh,
Wow,
it's
you-
decorative gourd season.
I didn't know you lived so close to a Starbucks that you could just pop right out during our break.
It's just right across the street. You missed it.
Amazing.
I
neighborhood
didn't think
Starbucks.
that. Yeah, I know where you live, and I didn't think it was that close.
No,
Well,
Justin
I
had
thought it was
to.
that close.
Justin had to go to Phoenix proper to spend some time with his mom. So he
I thought you said he went to Phoenix to get you a coffee, and I was like, "Whoa,
He
that is
did,
dedication."
yeah.
Phoenix Actual is like, yeah, they're very. Aline, it turns out Aline
This
lives.
is Phoenix Actual over.
Aline lives like 2 blocks from where my sister used to live, but I didn't know that until my sister moved. But it's pretty funny. I was like, oh, I know this neighborhood, and trust me, Phoenix is enormous, so that is a completely random thing that is true.
Yeah.
Yep. It's true. Gilbert, Arizona. There's usually you have to drive at least 30 minutes to reach anything in Arizona.
Gilbert, Arizona. Gilbert, Arizona.
Who is Gilbert? Hey, we're all back.
Lewis and
Yo.
Gilbert will be joining in.
Why,
By the
after
way,
all that, is it the Bon Jovi song that is stuck in my head?
I don't
would like
know.
to know.
I was told, by the way, that my son did a fine job at his little league game today. So.
Oh.
See,
Hey!
see what happens when you
Good
don't
for him.
show up?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
That's a lesson you should take away from this.
Yeah, Steve's trying
Next
to
time
be-
you guys should switch places. He should play D&D, and you should go play Little League.
That's right. And
I think that would be worse for all involved.
Or better.
Actually, better for you guys. Not so good for the little league team.
All right, now we're back.
Can you guys tell the difference between Steve and a 12-year-old?
Sometimes.
Not in their
Okay.
sense of humor, no.
Jason, is that a loaf of bread? I can't tell what it
I
is.
did think that's
And it's a damn good thing I'm here for you, Dan.
That's my
That's a
Nerf
brain ball.
Brain ball.
Oh.
I have everybody
Yeah,
very,
don't
very
make it-
small, so
Don't make a sandwich out of that.
No.
it looks like you were getting into the
Don't breathe
D&D
this.
spirit with, like, here is a loaf of bread.
And some rope.
Yep.
And a torch.
Nothing puts
This
me in
was
that
a
medieval
request,
fantasy mood.
request
Like
from
a
the
loaf of
YouTube
bread.
from the YouTube live chat was where's the brain ball? So here's the brain ball.
I didn't even know there
Brain
was a
ball.
YouTube live chat. I think.
YouTube's got all the things.
I didn't
Drop down a little YouTube live chat
There's
window.
a live
Yeah.
chat.
My God.
Really?
I'm not going to look at it. But
This is an
hello,
addition.
live
Which
chat.
we could chat in so many different chat windows you would not even believe it.
It's too many. All right, back to this fun story that we're telling where you're in a room with 3 corpses. So,
It's the best story.
None of them are us, though, so that's a
That's
win.
true.
that's right. And I guess technically
I
only
will-
2 of you are in a room with 3.
I would like to roll a medicine check to see what kind of details I can find
They're
out from
They're
that.
good and dead.
They are dead.
That's not a detail.
They dead.
It's not a detail.
That's only a 13. On a medicine
Well,
check.
you, Presta, you are examining the bodies. You notice something unusual in that it looks like each of the bodies has had a symbol carved into its forehead.
Gasp. Should I roll a history check or something, or do I just recognize it?
You do not. Well, you may recognize. I don't remember if we've talked about this symbol or not, but I will draw it.
Is it like an
to draw.
eye and something or other?
That is not a good color to draw because you can't see it. How about this?
Black on black.
There we are. here is the symbol. It's a little triangle with a line going up, just like that.
I feel like maybe we have seen that.
I don't remember where.
Should we roll a history check on that?
It's a tent.
Regdar
My
rolls a
history
20.
check is only a 9.
Regdar rolls a 22 because he's an effing nerd.
Wait, hold on. I definitely had some history success earlier. I'm definitely rolling now. Yep, I know exactly what this is. It's a tent.
All right.
With a 5
Regdar,
for our
with his
listeners.
22 history, this is kind of you rolled so well because this is in fact a piece of Regdar's history. He thinks back to the first
Rich Regdar
time.
backstory.
The first time you fell down a sinkhole together, you were attacked by a group of mysteriously armed people who stole a fancy hat. Your first fancy hat.
Oh, no.
Quick, hide your
all
hand.
making sense.
I'm over that. I got a new hat, love.
And you recall that
This hat talks to me less.
It does. It hasn't spoken yet. You recall that symbol was on their armor.
Okay. Were they the cult of the Black Earth or no?
They were.
We think so,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Sorry, so I missed a section here. Is that? Are we looking at the
You're
corpses and they're wearing
Corpses,
armor
yeah,
that
their
has a-
heads have
So-
had this carved into their...
And I don't know if this counts as a
Into their
history
what?
check or if this is some other thing.
Foreheads.
literally into their foreheads,
Into their foreheads.
and it appears to have been done post-death, I assume.
No one asked.
Well, I was
I'm
just gonna-
I'm medically examining them, so I would like to know, yes.
Oh my!
This was done while they were alive.
Done.
Pre-mortem.
I was like, so symbolically or symbologically, if you will.
So
Would
these could be
someone
cult
carve
members.
this? Yeah, would someone carve that symbol into one's head because they
Or-
are members of the cult of the Black Earth or victims of the cult of the Black Earth? I don't know.
Quite
if that's-
possibly they just got knocked out in a bazaar somewhere.
Yeah, or they were running really fast and they walked into like the a cult of the Black
Like a
Earth.
branding
wall.
iron or something?
Yeah.
Well, you know,
Next step up from a tattoo.
That's why you don't run with a branding iron, people.
I will say it hasn't been branded into them. It's clear that someone took a knife and carved this into their flesh.
That's a lot of work for something you're just going to feed to rats.
Now, is it
Was
like
it a
a scar
sacrifice,
or is it a
perhaps?
fresh wound that we're looking at here?
Well, it looks fairly fresh.
Okay, so
And
How
like
long ago
happened-
did these people die? Can I tell?
It's hard to tell because they've been ravaged by hungry rats.
Mm.
Please stop trying to sell that board game, Scott.
As Parker's Brothers, call me.
I think that was
Don't call him.
The only Philadelphia themed board game available.
Every rat poops. Now, to answer Tony's question, you could see it happening in both. You have read of cults where people do kind of self-mutilation to prove themselves worthy. You've also heard of many cult rituals that require willing or unwilling victims have such things inscribed upon them. It's hard to tell.
Okay.
anything in their pockets?
They are not. They don't have any pockets because they're not wearing any clothes.
How many corpses were there?
There were 3 corpses.
I'm gonna then
There were
move and look.
There were 4
up
cloaks
there in their hallway.
outside.
You are going to look in the.
Like I'm just standing here and looking to the north,
Okay,
assuming that's north.
that is north.
That's an interesting point. 4 cloaks, 3 corpses.
One
Naked
could-
corpse.
Yeah.
Oh.
My favorite kind of corpse.
Scott, no, this is live on the internet, please.
I was like, why did I say that? I don't like any
And
corpses.
now it's forever. Good job, Scott.
Hey, live chat.
Let's
Tell me, what's your
let's-
favorite kind of corpse?
Let's just call that exhibit 1, people.
We're running a poll. What's your favorite type of corpse? Please, listeners.
Mine, good
Audience
looking.
engagement.
Oh God, I'm never getting into Congress.
Phew.
Yeah.
My plan is
added benefit.
You could do worse.
so there's
Actually,
okay.
yeah, I'm from Wisconsin. I did do worse.
Oh, hot take.
Yeah. I'm from America.
So, Presta, you have everyone's looking at the corpses.
I want to know what's going on with these dead people. I feel like this is not cool.
You have examined them, and you're like, something's not right. So you go up. You see another corridor. It turns to another hallway. At the end of that hallway, you see most of a room.
All right, I request my friends be silent, and I listen, and invite anyone else to do so.
I think some characters should have to do a will roll to remain silent.
I requested the players remain silent because I was going to say something. Presta, in that room, in the center,
I roll to see if I can remain silent.
Oh dear! In the center of that room,
Recording.
you see a black rock about a foot across that is hovering 3 feet from the floor.
This sounds normal.
What? So is it like carved into a rectangle, or is it just like a rough hewn?
Just a rock.
It's the Black Rock of the Black Rock clan. We found it.
What black rock?
Careful. Could be a mimic.
Black Earth is the clan.
Well, okay.
It's just a rock.
All right.
Amlal is going to peek around the corner and look for rats.
You do not see any rats. You see a rock hovering 3 feet above the floor.
It doesn't look like a rat.
That's not interesting, though. He wants to see some more rats.
And you can't.
Regdar, do you want to take a look at this with your expertise about totally ordinary things?
Yeah. This is. Let me do.
I mean, I will also roll Arcana, but I don't have much.
Here, hold on.
21.
Yeah.
Guys, please be careful before this becomes a bad day at the Black Rock.
Yes.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
I got a 21 on my Arcana check, so.
I got a 14, so you beat me.
I rolled a 19.
You are sure it is magic, and you are what 50 feet away from it.
I am. Yep. I'm not getting closer until I've rolled that Arcana check.
I understand, but you are certain. You know. You delve the depths of your arcane knowledge, and you realize that rocks don't usually float.
Guys, let's get
Well, actually,
Presta.
certain igneous rocks can be.
You're an igneous. Presta, Presta, let's get Amlal to fight it.
There's a floating rock over there.
rock.
Seems weird. Seems weird.
It's magic. You know.
I edge forward just a little bit.
Yep, a floating rock.
Question
Floating
mark.
rock.
Ublal is anyone who is kind of within 1 square of the entrance sees that there is another exit to the south of this room. And now that Umlal can see the entire room, it is an empty room that is 30 feet by 30 feet. In the center, a black rock hovers 3 feet above the floor.
So it's right in that middle square. So we could.
Right
there's room to edge around it, and.
Yep.
There's a rock. I made a rock.
Oh.
You're welcome.
Oh, that's more of a ring.
Okay. You know what? Everyone's a critic.
Welcome to my life. Damn. Why does it say red larch on this map when it's supposed to be red?
Does this rock speak?
Have we heard anything about the Black Earth cult people worshiping a literal piece of Black Earth?
You haven't heard much about the Black Earth cult, so no.
Hey, it's a floating
I'm
rock.
just gonna try to edge around the rock.
Okay.
If nothing happens to Elmo as that's happening, I will follow.
Amlal, can you try crawling under the rock to see what happens? It's a science experiment.
I'm all not no science.
I'll get you.
Yeah, I guess technically I'd want to be on the same square since they're 10-foot squares. I'm right
All
behind
so
Elmo.
nothing happened. I'm by that rock, huh?
Nothing's happening.
Does it make a
What if I
noise?
what if I threw a rock at the rock?
Don't taunt the rock.
The
Not
rock
while we're in the room.
is still. It is floating 3 feet above the ground. It is nothing else is happening.
All right.
Okay.
This is what Scott wants me to do. I touch the rock and roll it.
Oh, I was thinking
As
about
you,
it.
as you touch, as you
The role of Amla will be played by Regdar.
as
Or
you
Carla.
touch the rock, it moves as though it
Okay,
is kind of
I'm still
floating
waiting for the
there.
part where you get to say 2d6 lightning damage. So
And
I'm not-
it as it drifts away out of kind of that 10-foot square in the middle, it just falls to the ground.
The on the
Right
back
there
of it,
was
there's a
not
little
Great, you wrecked it. Good
there's
job.
a little window that says "Future Hazy, try again."
Carlos steps where the rock was and sees if he can begin to float.
Okay, somehow that feels
Carlos-
stupider than what Regdar just did.
Things are back on par here.
As Carlos enters the square, he suddenly starts to float 3 feet off the ground.
Yeah!
Whoa.
Are you suggesting that we all float down here? Because this just got creepy.
So it's not the rock that's magic; it's the square.
And we need to pry up the tile and take it with us.
Somebody examine
We
the
can
rock.
totally
Let's
sell
check it
this.
out.
Yeah, is there anything in that rock now that's no longer floating?
Do you want to touch the rock?
Check me out, everybody!
Seems like a personal question.
I feel like Ragnar should look at it. He knows pottery. This...
Regdar feels like he touched a magic rock and didn't die. He's on borrowed time. That's gonna stand back.
I feel like a rock is just pre-pottery, right? I don't know how pottery works.
The rock is just
All right, Regdar is going to explain at length about how pottery works.
No.
Because, sir, if you do not understand the difference between clay and stone, I don't even know where we begin.
maybe at the difference between clay and stone.
And so,
Chapter 1.
So the rock, who is someone touching the rock? What's happening with the rock? You've got Carlos.
I
floating.
will examine Dwayne Johnson.
All right.
Do I smell anything cooking?
No. It is the rock is very charismatic.
And has an inexplicably successful film career.
It is explicable to his charisma. So Umlal picks up the rock. He examines it. Nothing bad happens to him. It is in fact a rock.
How big is this rock?
It
Like
is
3
1
feet?
foot
Oh.
across.
Someone
I
tells
thought
me
it was
the
like
focus
3
is
feet.
not supposed to be the rock here, people.
I was gonna keep it, but it seems kind of heavy, so
It's a big rock.
I'll leave it here.
Bring the tile. Pry up the
Drops the
tile
rock.
and bring it with you.
And Carlos,
Carlos,
is
you
just
coming, or are you
hanging
just
out.
gonna sit there all day?
Floating.
Somebody pull me out of the square, and I'll stop floating.
Carlos cannot get out
Can
of
we,
that
like-
square.
Can Alma just like poke him so he starts like spinning uncontrollably?
Yes. So you start doing that, and he starts spinning now. He is spinning in the.
I
the
step back
square.
in case
This
he-
is fun.
yeah, I would like to move out of vomit range.
All right,
Wouldn't we
kind of
all?
funny, everybody. Somebody, get me out of here.
Carlos, roll a Constitution check.
Oh no.
Katchka, get me off of this crazy thing!
Does anybody have any rope?
14.
You feel fine. You are slightly peeved. But that is it.
Just slightly.
Well, if you got a peeve, go down the other tunnel.
All right, I'm all like push him out of that square.
All right, he falls out of the square, catches himself. He's fine.
Well, this
Okay.
was great.
So
That's weird. Let's go.
Weird, yeah.
story checks out. On we go.
Carlos
Ragnar-
takes his cloak off and tries to hang it in the square to see if he can get it to look like a ghost.
All right, well, now there's a cloak hovering in the square.
It's a Delver.
Vaguely, well, the problem is, so you try to set it like drape it to look like a ghost, but then it just kind of hovers and it's just a flat piece
Yeah.
of cloth.
Oh, like a dead
All right.
ghost.
Then I just take I take the rope and put it back on. And I leave the room. I'm done.
Regdar would like to just briefly, and this will be the last thing Regdar will do for a couple minutes, use Arcana to inspect the floor that was potentially the source of this floating effect.
Maybe the ceiling too.
Oh, well, I said I was only going to do one thing.
I holler back.
Give me an Arcana check.
I
Guys,
rolled
it's
a
Oh, you
just-
did?
13.
13. Well,
13.
you are certain that it is. I mean, there are many spells that
Yeah.
take things, so you figure that this square has just had something cast upon it that objects in it will float.
such as
Okay.
Featherfall.
So this does this rock seem like it's like symbolic or ritualistic in nature as opposed to decorative?
Just looks like a group of people found this and said, I wonder what kind of crap we can put in here. And they,
Wait,
you
are you
guys,
suggesting we found it in the past?
you
Dun-
guys gave up with a cloak, and the last thing they did was put a rock in it. And they said,
This is somebody's dorm room. The next one has a Jacob's ladder in it. It's
Oh God.
Ooh, cool.
Oh man. All right, I
It's a
feel
lava
like
lamp.
I've got what I need to out of this floating rock.
What's at the bottom of this
Alright,
corridor?
So yeah, Amlo and I have moved to the.
I guess we're
Edge
lucky
of what we can
it was a rock and not like a rat that was floating there.
It's a dead rat.
I go back and get a rat and put it on the
Did
square.
someone say flying rats?
Now a dead rat is floating 3 feet above the floor.
Yes.
And now I will change the name of this room from Hovering Stone to Hovering Rat Corpse.
Hovering Rat Corpse, also a great band.
There is a door.
Is it going round and round by chance? Just wanted. No
you
reason.
poke it.
There is a door at the end of this corridor.
Rat.
I listen at the door. $25.
You don't hear anything.
Amlo rolls an 11 to check if the door's a mimic.
He does not think it's a mimic.
I
Okay.
It's totally a
say to
mimic.
Amlo, I don't know. There's nothing. I don't hear anything.
All right, Amlo opens the door.
Door opens, and you see a room.
Suspicious.
I was not expecting that.
And this
Oh,
fifth-
Scott, I deleted my token. Help.
No, you're in the wall.
No, I deleted my token.
Oh, you deleted your token.
Why did you do
Undo.
that?
Undo.
It was a series
Delete your token.
A series of mistakes.
of mistakes that I
Series of
made.
unfortunate events.
You can just
mistake
drag him.
made.
You
Mistakes
can just
were
drag
made.
him back out of the journal.
Do-do-do-do. Boop.
Yay!
Welcome back.
Carlos,
I
you're
can't
back.
move him. I can't move him though.
Yeah, I put you on the wrong layer.
Well, you're
You're
on
on
moving
privilege,
privilege.
I'm on the astral plane now, everybody.
All right.
Last time we gave you moving privileges, you deleted your token.
Well, true. There we go. All right. Good. Great.
All right. Can you move it now, Jason?
Yes, I can.
Guys, I just want to say I think this is our dumbest adventure yet.
Yeah.
Yes. Welcome to the group, Aileen. This 50-foot square chamber is hewn out of rock. The floor is rough but flat. The walls show the chisel marks of
I'm
the
sorry, it's roughly hewn.
It's roughly hewn.
Yes. And hempen.
What size would you say? Is it small or large? It's definitely
It's
not
about the
regular.
size of a giant rat.
Okay.
Are semicolons involved?
How many bowls of soup could you fit in this room?
Wow.
Everything hurts.
A lot of footnotes.
It's
This
possible
episode,
we've
a lot
been
of
playing a bit
footnotes.
too much.
I'm really looking forward to seeing how Scott punishes me next week when he's a player.
All right, are the hilarious jokes done?
Well, I think they were there when they started.
They never
When
started.
were those?
why wait a week? Apparently.
So, as I was
Wait,
saying,
I've got one more.
this
Recording.
is a
Also
50-foot square chamber that is made out of rock. The floor is rough but flat. The walls show the chisel marks of the original builders, and the ceiling is about 10 feet high. Identical stone doors with iron pull rings, handles, stand in the middle of the east, north, and west walls.
Rusty or not rusty?
They are rusty. In the center of the room stands a life-sized and lifelike statue of a dwarf.
No statues.
The dwarf warrior is wearing a chain shirt, a helm, and big boots. He carries a shield on his left arm and a battle axe in his right. The
I like
statue.
your boots.
The statue.
Is the-
Sorry, Dan.
I'm not done with the description. The statue has clearly been broken into roughly the head and upper torso, lower torso, and legs. These pieces have been reassembled and held together and upright in a stout wooden frame. A dagger, along with several coins and gems, lies on the floor in the front of the statue, surrounded by a ring of fine gravel.
Is the statue in the right order, or is it like head, torso, feet?
Picasso-y.
It is in the correct order.
Oh.
Are these things on the floor or anything? It's like rubble or something?
Fine gravel.
That is to denote the fine gravel that is
Okay.
ring that is around the statue.
So does this statue look like I've heard of the Delvers. Does this look like what I've heard of?
No. This looks like a statue that was broken and put back together.
Okay.
But it is of a dwarf.
It is of a dwarf.
And there's a bunch of like offerings and stuff apparently. Like,
Yes, you see a dagger, several coins and gems.
Would a history check? I'm
In
just
out.
gonna see if I rolled a 2, so forget it.
Hold on. I know all about Delvers.
Well, I mean, it might not just be Delvin. Like maybe this dwarf is somebody we would recognize based on his.
I got a
armor.
3.
You don't even know. You don't think that dwarves exist.
Guy's pretty sure dwarves conspiracy
He's a dwarf trooper.
myth of mining complex.
If I ever told you about chem dwarves,
Is anybody? So what are you doing?
just hanging out. playing some
Maybe
music.
somebody should roll an Arcana check, see if there's any magic going on here.
Check
I mean,
Real
like I
magic
know I
is
rolled a
inside.
19 once, but I don't think that that's going to happen again. So
I am suspicious of the circle around the statue.
Yeah, it's gravel. Is that what I heard?
Yes.
Fine gravel.
I rolled a 23 Arcana
Yeah,
check
it seems all
studying the floor
Fine.
of this chamber.
Fine
Uh,
Corinthian gravel.
Well, you know that Regdar would know that in many rituals it's important to lay out, a sigil or something in a sigil with maybe ground marble or something like this. This looks like it is just gravel that has been put in a circle around this statue.
I would like to take a look at the floor and do another survival check to see if people have been in here recently.
Okay.
21.
Well, once again, this room looks like it is well trafficked. There's not a lot of dust or anything, so clearly people have
So I
been in
can't
here.
tell how recent.
No.
What's on anything? So these slabs look just like all the doors we've seen before.
Yes, there is a rusty iron ring pull.
Got it. I'm gonna pop that door.
So just
on
just
the
a
right
point just a point to mention here, the place where the believers met was called the Tomb of Moving Stones.
Yes.
And we just found a stone floating 3 feet above the ground, so something tells me we may be in an adjunct to that.
Probably coincidence.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Unrelated. So Umlal opens this door.
The tomb of the busted dwarf statue would have been a
They
dead
should work on their branding.
Let me just do.
Well, the guy talked about like stones, like a bunch of stones, I don't know, in the ground or something moving around. And we haven't seen anything remotely like that. Have we?
I don't think so.
What? I'm sorry, I was reading something. What did you ask?
Oh, I just said that the fellow that we talked to about the believers talked about stones kind of like in or on the ground moving around on their own. And we haven't seen anything that looks like that here.
No, you have seen
that I've heard.
a hovering stone. That's it.
That's not the same.
So in this passage here, a passage 10 feet wide, 10 feet high, and hewn out of the rock runs 40 feet ahead. A small lantern hangs from a hook in the wall next to the door at the east end of the passage. Sitting on a wooden stool by the lantern is a balding, beardless old male human in patched and faded work trousers and a matching tunic. He is idly whittling a stick.
He's alive.
Oh, is that what they call it now?
Yes.
So I'm sorry. This is a living person.
Yes, this is the Tomb of Moving Stones we've walked into, I'm pretty sure. And this guy is some sort of guard of the door to the tomb.
Amlal says, "Hello."
He looks up and he screams and throws himself on the floor and says, "Please don't hurt me!"
Amlal, not looking to hurt anybody. Amlal, a lover, not fighter.
I'll tell you whatever you know. Want me to know? Don't. I'm an old man. You
Oh,
don't want me to
okay.
know.
And say,
In that
"It's
case-
Right, talk.
Tell everything.
Well, what do you want to know?
Start at beginning. Different stone clay.
half of us already know, but other half know."
I'm a carpenter. I don't know much about pottery.
What is a carpenter doing underground?
My name is Baragus. I'm a retired carpenter. That's why I went underground.
He's an underground carpenter.
He says this is the what is this place called? This is the Tomb of Moving Stones. Please don't, whatever you do, don't disturb the Delvers.
Oh,
What are the
Yes.
Delvers?
Have we seen Delvers? I have not seen any ghost dwarves so far.
The Delvers are entombed in this door behind me. Don't go in there
You break it,
Why?
you buy it.
because
Happens.
they tell us things. The Delvers move the stones in the tomb, and they tell us what we need to do. We don't want to anger them because they could do horrible things. The elements are all out of whack, and we think it's because we angered the Delvers. Please don't hurt them anymore.
We moved stone before. That bad?
The hovering stone over there, I put that there myself.
Oh, okay. Woo! Oh,
Why?
you quite the kidder, Barry.
Why? Because there's a hovering column. What are you going to put? What else are you going to put in there? A cloak?
Good answer. I'll believe him. He feel this man honest.
Ketchka pops in and says, Meliko said it was okay to check on the Delvers. You can let us go by.
Why would you pick Meliko?
This is the town elder or something.
We've met 2 people in the Believers, and Meliko's the stupid one, right?
Yeah. no, the other one. Luthro is the stupid one.
Oh, okay.
Meliko.
All right, then checks out.
He says, so you know about the Believers?
Oh, yeah.
Of course we know about the Believers.
All of us do.
Yeah.
Meliko, Luther, the whole gang.
Why did Meliko send you down here?
It's a long story. We don't have time.
He felt it was important to send strangers who did not have a past history.
There was a sinkhole.
Look,
We're making sure everything's okay because there was a big hole opened up on the
Oh, I felt that tremor. I thought it was just another...
We're structural engineers.
Look, I'm the...
From here.
No.
thought love only true in fairy tales, meant for someone else,
Yes.
but not me.
Uh-huh. Then you saw...
Then I saw her face. Now I'm a believer.
And the her in that sentence is Meliko?
Sure,
Yeah.
say yes.
Meliko told us that the sinkhole was actually a message from the Delvers, and we needed to go and check on it right away.
Well, if you need to check on it, we can go in. Well, I'll let you go in. I
think that's best.
The door is not locked, so.
Wait. You got this thing that's super valuable and nobody should ever disturb it and you didn't lock the door? What the?
well, that's why he's here.
He's
a little
Left an old carpenter to guard it instead?
How many people come down here, Dan?
I don't know.
Fell through the earth.
I'd like to.
All right, are we going?
Clegg is
Oh, heck yeah.
This is a garbage.
We didn't come down here not to disturb the town.
Well, the door is unlocked. He gets out of your way. You open the door, I assume, and you
moving stones.
see an enormous chamber with 20-foot ceilings that has been carved out of the rock. A lit lantern rests on the floor near the center of the room. An odd array of stone monoliths, some upright standing stones, and others arranged in 3 stone arches, stand around the chamber. 6 low stone slabs are set against the walls around the perimeter of the room. Each holds humanoid bones dressed in scraps of tattered cloth and rusted iron.
You said humanoid?
I said humanoid.
Do they appear to be dwarf-sized humanoids?
Well, you are very far away from them, so...
They're in
I'll
spirit.
step into the room.
You see... They appear to be dwarf in size.
Should I keep an eye on our carpenter friend, or do we need to make sure he comes in here with us?
He was not going to come in here with us,
He
which I thought was so
I'm worried
good.
He might run away and alert other people.
So while this is all happening, Carlos tries to carefully pull open the other door and see what's down the other passageway.
I think it's the room we came from.
Carlos, roll a stealth check.
Six.
All right.
Flings the door open.
All right.
Falls over
So
and
you
bumps to the ground.
open this door, and whoop.
Hope there's some mushrooms in there.
Oh, good. It's the guard that we passed.
This is very-
Took the long way around. That was smart of us.
Let me explain what's in this room before we
Your doom.
go on. Let's see. T4. Here we are. This
Carlos
stone-
now has to confront when he let his friend die by mushrooms.
Yep.
No.
His own personal hell.
Wow.
All right.
Deep cut there, going way back.
This
It
big-
doesn't bother Carlos a whole lot.
So this is a big.
Carlos, I am your conscience.
This is a big square chamber that has been hewn out of the rock. In the center of the chamber's west wall is a stone door that has a narrow viewing slit. Beside the door is a set, and in that viewing slit was previously a large half-orc was viewing it, but now he is looking at Carlos. Beside the door is a set of iron bars bolted into the wall about 3 feet above the floor. 10 oiled chains are secured to the bars. leading up to a hole bored in the ceiling. Another solid stone door is in the middle of the east wall, and that's the door that Carlos has just opened. An 8-foot-tall rectangular stone stands upright in the room's center. The stone has an inscription on it that's hard to read from a distance. At the foot of the standing stone is a small human who is pinned face down by rocks placed atop his arms, legs, and back. He is barefoot and wears ragged clothes. He looks up at Carlos and says, "Help!"
Uh-oh. Do I hear somebody calling for help, or am I too far away?
Everyone heard a small boy yell for help, and now we are rolling initiative.
Oh, a small boy.
I'm like 100 feet away.
Yeah.
He screamed because...
Okay.
It's also echoey down here. It's all stone.
Sure. Yeah, that's going to happen.
You get that in your rough-hewn chambers.
If you don't want to hear it, that's also fine. I mean,
You guys should hang up some tapestries in here. It really dampens the echo.
all right, 1 second, please.
Need some acoustic tapestries.
I like the person in the YouTube live chat who wrote "Amlal lick rock" like this was a text adventure.
They just write that in every chat that they're in, and it just has to make sense.
I'm pretty sure that's a fan fiction springing to life right there.
What if Amlal met a dinosaur? Yep.
And got in the lake.
All right, catch good. 10, almost 16, 26, and 16.
Scott orders.
Let me be the first to say, good job, Carlos.
Good job, Carlos. You're the first and the last.
I love the rhythm of the 4-hour D&D session where it's like lots of being really cautious, lots of haggling with people that don't matter, and then it's like, no, I'm going to open this door when no one's looking. It's great.
It doesn't make any sense to me.
No, it's. I feel like
I'm role playing, man. This is Carlos. This is what he does.
I you know what? In a way, this is Regdar's fault. Regdar was keeping his eyes on the carpenter, and no one was supervising Carlos.
Carlos was standing next to that door that whole time, and you didn't notice. Like maybe he's eyeing the door. Maybe he's really curious about what's behind that door.
Amlal. It's not my job.
I know it's hard. There's a lot of There's technically more characters.
Who had Carlos duty?
You know, we gotta have it. Like, you ever see when they walk around the kids who are all like have to hold the little rope? You know, the like preschool kids. Like that's kind of what we need.
Dan, stop tying up children.
We just need one of those harnesses at the end of a strap.
The half-orc has seen Carlos, and he says, "You're not supposed to be here." And he takes out a heavy crossbow and shoots.
Ooh.
And totally misses. And then he drops that and pulls out a mace and starts walking towards Carlos.
Watch out, he's got pepper spray.
1, 2, 3. All right.
Bear spray.
Kachka,
Oh, man.
you are looking into a large chamber full of rocks. That
Get the milk bags. Yes, I am. It's awesome.
You've heard from a distant sound of someone saying, "Help."
Yeah, and I'm like 1,000 feet away based on this map that has these weird squares that are 10 feet across.
I don't make the maps. I just
You do make the maps.
No, you will know when I've made a map.
We do.
Yeah. That sounds like a threat to me.
It's a promise.
All right.
You're like 100 feet away. Yeah.
So I'm going to run back towards the sound of the screaming. 1, 2, 3.5 squares.
Sure.
Can I see anything through the door from this spot? Actually,
You see Carlos looking through a door that you had not opened. And that's it.
Story checks out.
And you see Regdar. You see the statue.
the door that he's
Katska.
standing next to is open, right?
He has opened it. You could see into a little bit of the room, but you can't see much. You see appears to be a rock in the center of that room.
Okay, but I can't see anything that might be attacking.
No, not from your angle. You wouldn't be able to see it. And you see Carlos is a hefty guy. So
I've heard that about Carlos. All right, I'm going to go ahead and use a second move then and get myself into more of a position. So 1, 2, 3, Can I see a little more of the room there, and maybe somebody who might be...
Well, from that angle, you can now see an angry half-orc.
All right, there's not much I can do about it since I just used up my action, but realizing that he might be in trouble, I will throw some inspiration to Carlos over there by the door.
Okay.
That's it.
Great. I just have to wait a moment to make sure that there's not some other.
No, that's some other elven character you're thinking.
No, I think it's all your characters. Ashara!
Rude.
Can you tell me about dashing?
I can tell you
You
the good
can do
news about that.
Twice your movement.
There you go.
Twice my movement.
I think she just wants you to strike a dashing pose, Scott.
Oh,
That's
nice
not it.
work.
Oh, thank you. That was my moneymaker.
Finally, we found it.
Can I have inspiration?
Hmm.
So I have this cutting action where I can use dash, disengage, or hide as a bonus action on any turn. So
of course.
can I, since I have that, can I dash to get in range in line of sight of this half orc thing?
I am looking things up in the player's handbook to see
Okay.
if that's
That's a thief thing. It's cunning something.
Cunning
right?
action. You can use a extra bonus action at the end of every turn to do a dash, hide, or disengage.
Oh, then
Does
yes.
it have to be at the end though, or can it be?
Sorry, anytime during your turn, I believe.
Then yes, you can totally
Okay.
do that.
Okay, so I can move 6 squares with my speed of 31. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh shoot! Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and I can share with Kachka because these are giant squares. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. All right. So I have dash,
And you see a half orc.
and I see a half orc, and it looks threatening. So I'm gonna it's already
I would
attacked.
say it has. Well, you don't know that.
I don't know. Well, it matters for whether I have advantage.
All he did was come around the. Oh well, he
It
he
gave
missed it.
mechanics.
He's,
He
he
did
is
attack.
he's acted,
Yes.
so you no longer have the advantage on him
Okay.
because he's
All right.
acted
That
in
is
combat before.
Okay. So I just have my crossbow.
Yes. And I would say he
roll.
has cover, and I forget how cover works.
+2, I believe. If it's half cover, +5 is 3/4. It's the only thing that still has plus
Yes.
modifier.
All right, +2. Great. So you're going to shoot him with a crossbow.
Yep. And I rolled a 14, and my modifier for that is, I'm sorry, what? I didn't write that down.
Your dexterity and proficiency bonus if you have one.
So that's 17. Oh, no. So I think that's 20 because I am proficient.
20 will hit a half orc.
Woohoo.
Okay. And 1d8 of damage. Oh,
Wait, is he...
oh shoot, 1.
All right. Well, he's definitely hurt. He didn't like that, but it's not that bad.
Does
All
the
right.
river behind us show any signs of being disturbed that we're attacking the guard here?
Though he is cowering. He wants nothing to do with this.
Oh, he just wants to whittle away.
He was just minding his own business, whittling in a corridor,
Yeah.
and
As you do.
along
Sure.
come adventurers to ruin
Best
his
place
day.
for it.
That's right. Umlal.
All right, so I'm pretty far in here, which means, let's see, how far am I? I'm probably like well over 100 feet from that kid. Is there anything in this room in front of me? Like how far? It still seems like. Can I see anything more?
Is there anything in that room? There are large stone monoliths, a lit lantern in the center of the room, 6 low stone slabs along the walls.
So it's basically like a burial chamber.
If that's what you would like to think it is.
What if he doesn't want to think that's what
Thanks.
it is?
Well,
I
I'm not
want to
telling
think
you.
it's a magic place where I can solve all the world's problems.
Okay.
No? Okay. Okay. 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can get almost up to where Carlos is, but I'm not sure if that's helpful or not. Sure. All right. 10, 20, 30, 40. 10, 20, 30, 40. All right. I'm behind Carlos. And I think that's probably most of what I can do this turn. But that's what I'll do. I run. I hear a cry for help, and I know that Carlos must have done something. So I'm going to back him up.
That's just logic.
Everything Carlos does is a cry for help, is what you're saying.
Fair.
It's cry for help or cry for attention. One of
That's
those.
true. All right. What's this do?
Is it not my turn?
It is not your turn.
Is that your dashing look again?
That is my whatever shall I do look. Okay.
I don't really want to kill this guy. We didn't have the option to be nice to him, though.
Well, we can
You could always
maybe
be
try to knock
nice.
him out.
I was
Yeah,
going
that's
to try to. I was going to try to intimidate him, but I don't know. It's not my turn.
Attacked.
All right. Let's see. What does this do? All right. So I need Presta. I need a
Exciting.
Constitution saving throw.
Okay then. Two.
You fail. And you all hear kind of the unmistakable sound of a shatter spell that has now been focused on.
I recognize that
Presta.
spell.
You do.
That's my
Everybody
brand,
does.
damn it.
And you think for a second, has Kachka turned on the party finally?
First Amlal, then Kachka. This is a bad day.
What's going on? And you
Bad day
take
at Black Rock Tomb.
you take
Coming all the way back around.
22 points of damage.
Okay.
Ooh.
Thunder damage, if that matters.
Nope.
Thunder. Thunder.
Nah. It doesn't matter.
Interesting directions that people went with that.
And now it is your turn, Preston. You have just been enveloped in a sphere of shattering
Nice.
fury.
22.
22 points of damage.
All right. Which direction did it come from? Can I tell? Like,
You cannot tell.
which side of me felt shattered? Like,
Well, the way it works is that it's
The,
a
uh,
10-foot
the,
radius from the
all right,
point that it was
Preston.
cast at.
Check your
Presta,
Oh, so
toes
it's
and
cast
see
at
which
me.
half is
Presta.
in tatters.
You're outside. You're
all
outside.
right. So is the little guy next to me dead then?
I forgot about the guy. Yeah, he's dead.
Oh, no. That's not right.
All right. Okay. Well,
Barry,
I'm just gonna do what I was planning on doing anyway,
Whoa!
which
He
was
dead.
to. Hmm.
Uh,
I was gonna head the other way. Before I do anything else, I'm gonna just look into the room and see into the room that I'm standing next to,
Mhm.
and see if I can spot anybody that's in here.
Roll perception check.
You just shut that slab there behind you. Don't they need line of sight to cast?
21.
You see, peering from behind a large rock monolith, a dude.
Dude.
Dude. Put him over here. And I'm also going to make him bigger so you can see what it looks like.
Okay, that's not good.
He is not that size. Who disturbs me? He is normal size, but that is what he looks like.
He's a battle chess piece. Love it.
But he's clearly hiding behind a rock here.
Sorry,
I don't
didn't mean to disturb you, and then I closed the door.
Scary ghost people don't generally hide behind rocks.
Yeah, I don't think he's a scary ghost. I think he's a guy that I can't handle by myself. And
Please stop
somebody needs-
shattering me.
Carlos, it's your turn.
All right, I am going to try to intimidate this guy.
Oh, unless Preston, did you want to move? You closed the door. You looked.
Yeah, then I am going to move.
Okay.
Just my speed.
Now, recall, Carlos, that you have some inspiration that you have not used.
Oh, what does that give me?
If you roll that intimidation roll and it doesn't look good, you can add a 1d8 to it if you like.
All right.
I mentioned there's a spellcaster over there, and he's infringing on your brand, Kachka.
Oh, that guy! And I shake one of my fists.
Shatter.
All right. Intimidation.
He didn't say
20.
his name was Tusador, did he?
So Scott, I rolled an intimidation check, and I'm going to say, "What are you doing? We were sent down here by the believers. Why are you attacking us, you idiot?"
Okie dokie. This guy. All right, let's make an intelligence check. What did you roll? You say
20
20. Oh, this guy's not.
That was with or without your inspiration.
with my inspiration.
Awesome. I just like to know whether I'm being useful or not.
Yep.
Well, it is. Well, he looks confused. It's not his turn, so he can't say anything. But
All right.
And I take a step back so that if he would like to engage me further, he's going to need to come into this room with everybody else.
okie dokie. Regdar.
Can I see this gentleman or gentle half orc?
Look at me not running or hitting somebody. I feel like Carlos is growing. It's sort of too late,
Taking
though.
big steps here, Carlos.
Yeah.
Off brand. Yes, you can see the half orc.
All right. What the heck? Let's really lean into what Carlos is suggesting with the power of suggestion.
Oh.
I will plant a suggestion in the mind of the half orc that Carlos is an important official in the Believers, and he should come over and surrender all of his weapons for inspection immediately to Carlos. He needs to do a Wisdom saving throw to avoid that.
Okay. What is the save?
It's probably against my spell save, right?
Yes.
My spell save is... Where is it? I think it's like a 16 or something. Spells. Apologies.
The 8 plus your... What's your spell casting?
My spell save DC
Intelligence.
is 16.
Yeah, that's right.
16. So I have to do a wisdom saving throw, eh?
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Let's see how wise this guy is.
Let's look up what suggestion. What is the effects of suggestion? He is not super wise.
So basically, he has to complete that task.
Yeah.
So I gave him a task that I thought would make him more likely to surrender, as opposed to I could have given him a task that was like, go to Tyr.
Kill
And he
yourself.
would have, I can't do
You
that.
can't do that.
I can't do that. It can't be the
Yes.
same.
Ask you the. Oh yeah.
But I could have told him like you're needed in Tyr right away, and he would have started walking to Tyr.
Yes, I one of my characters cast this. We had this big dramatic. I was playing a wizard. We had this big dramatic showdown, and I was a high level wizard. So I cast suggestion on the bad guy, and I said, "You want to go visit your parents?" And he left. The DM was not pleased.
You left the oven on.
That's right. But now it is the half orc's turn. He looks very confused, but he walks in and says, "Here are my weapons, sir," and has them to Carlos.
Carlos, don't hand those back right away.
He gives you a.
His weapons look fine. Here you go.
I also specifically said weapons plural. So if he's got like a knife in his boot, that's gonna. Have to
Well, he has a
There's
mace.
a knife
so
in my boot.
He hands you the mace. It says, "I dropped my crossbow over there. Do you want me to go get it?"
No.
Say yes.
Yes. Go. Well, no. Well, I'm afraid that it's not going to be. Also, Carlos is a little confused about why this is happening.
Good point.
It's like, no, but explain yourself. What is the meaning of this this person in this room who's calling for help?
What is the meaning of this person? That's a good question.
Glad you asked.
I'm glad
Well,
you.
this is what we call a boy, and he is held under what we call rocks.
That's right.
More weight.
Well, he was disobedient, and he's being punished.
That is a little over the
Well, the
top.
punishment. I assure you now, the punishment is over. I would appreciate it while I'm inspecting your mace for you to go and free that poor child because the punishment is done.
All right. Well, you have to convince him of that. So roll.
He's
persuasion.
intimidated and also magically hoosist. But okay, what do you want me to do now?
He is so roll with advantage, and the suggestion. He did the suggestion. So
Okay. So what am I rolling?
Persuasion, intimidation.
Intimidation is good for Carlos.
This is more of a depending on how. I guess we'll say intimidation, sure,
All right, with advantage.
with advantage.
And I rolled the 16 both times, so 18.
All right. He says he hesitates, and he says, "Yes, sir." Then he walks into the room and starts taking the stones off of the boy. I guess unless anybody tell me now if anyone is going to attack him. If not, we are out of combat.
No. All right.
No.
All right, we're out of combat.
All right. I mentioned again. Yeah, that hurt. There's a wizard, sorcerer, spellcaster, or something in there, and he killed the little bald guy. He's dead.
What? Barry?
No,
not Barry.
not Barry.
He's gone.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah.
We
I
hardly
make
knew
a
him.
joke looking very sad about Barry, so the half orc can see it.
Does anybody else have healing powers except for me? Because I am down to like 1 spell left for the day, I believe.
I'm good. How are you? Are you hurting badly?
Erica,
I
roll a
am.
perception check for me.
Okay.
Erica, roll a perception check.
11.
Okay.
And yes, I am hurt quite bad.
Do we have a moment for me to cast a healing word on her?
So Umlal,
Or a
Kachka,
cure wounds,
and
rather?
Shara all give me Constitution saving throw.
Oh, dear. We're getting shattered again. Oh, that's not good.
11 with a +7. Jeez.
I got 9.
Terrible roll.
So it sounds like you all failed.
And whatever I got, it's not enough. I got a 1.
That is not enough.
Are you sure?
11 wasn't enough?
You
No.
may need to look in your book.
I'll check. Yep, not enough.
Oh. I don't believe you really looked at your book.
I looked near it.
I roll insight to see if I believe whether Scott actually looked in his book.
Eat it, Lutz.
Each of you take 23 points of damage.
Jesus Christ!
Wow.
What?
As
I told you there's a friggin' spellcaster.
Yeah, but he's behind the door over there. If that's the guy
I
that's actually
suspect he
casting
snuck
the
through and I
spells.
didn't
I
notice.
suspect he's the kind of spellcaster capable of navigating a door.
A door.
Yes, he is in fact.
That's hard for spellcasters.
That was a lot of
really?
damage.
I'm
Speaking
down
of
to
doors,
14 HP.
He's a spellcaster, not a Dalek. So-
speaking of doors, the door to the north is thrown open, and in walk 7 guys.
What?
What?
How wide is that door?
Where did they come from? I mean,
They-
10 feet wide, I guess,
From
technically.
Mr. and Mrs. Guy.
You guys, I
That's
think
right.
it's time to bust out the griffin.
And I forget if you have.
Mm.
What do they say?
Can a griffin last in a 10-foot tall chamber?
And the lead guy who looks like this, and I will
Is this a good time to mention I'm really low on spell slots?
that guy.
I'm glad I
says-
saved my rage.
He says, "We are the bringers of woe. We have come to reward your curiosity."
We don't
Whoa.
want no woe here. We're not buying. Go away.
Whoa, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing.
We do not
Whoa.
like puns.
And then 3 more guys walk in carrying Joey Lawrence.
Joey Lawrence and Keanu Reeves.
Having a woe off.
And Snowy from Tintin.
Let's roll initiative.
I love that Tantan.
This seems so bad.
This does seem bad.
Yeah, I feel like we're super doomed, guys.
Well, maybe not super doomed. It might just be regular doomed.
Does anyone have any secret kill all the bad guys things that?
Well,
they've,
we do have the griffin, which could
I
at least
do,
get in between us and them.
And I will say this: it is 6 o'clock, so perhaps we should just end here.
Ah,
cliffhanger.
That sounds like a good
Cliffhanger.
setup.
Great idea.
Guys, I don't want to die. I just bought this really expensive book.
Regdar has regrets.
Excuse me, you bought this really expensive book?
Oh,
Guys, I owe Presto a lot of money for this really expensive book.
Well, look at the bright side. You'll never have to pay her back.
I think in Dark Sun, if you die in debt, that's like extra bad. You go to super hell in Dark Sun.
you do.
We're already in super hell.
You guys don't want to go to super hell. It's
No.
it's full of sand.
Just like life. Huh.
Uh-huh.
And
That's-
so that's where we will end on this cliffhanger of the bringers of woe on one
it-
side of you.
Is it really even a cliffhanger when we're outnumbered like 3-1 by evil murderous
I
people?
did such a great idea. It's such a great thing to diffuse the situation with the one dude who I opened the door on. Let's not talk about that.
Yep.
And then
That's
the
what you
bringers will
get.
come.
That's what you get for going off brand, Carlos.
Next time on Dark Sun, will we bring the woe, or will the woe be brought to us?
Did
The
they really do
woe
23 damage?
has been
I'm
brought.
not sure I believe that.
I'm
Whoa,
ready to intimidate this half orc into fighting on our side.
well, guys, we break the statue and then we have woe in pieces.
I think I speak for Aline and myself when I say, woe is me.
Mhm.
Well, thank God this is over.
Steve, you took the words right out of my mouth.
Scott, how long do you think the next session will be? Like 20, 25 minutes?
Who knows? You
Woe
did have,
falls, you all die.
you did
How
have
long
more
does
trouble
Woe
with the
tradition
rats
last?
than I thought you would. So, well, thank
Rats
you.
are
everybody.
hard.
Thank you, Scott. This was great.
Yes.
Scott tolerated a lot today. Let's all
Yeah, I'm impressed.
It's all right. If I wanted to read uninterrupted, I wouldn't do it with you people.
He'd never get through any books if we were standing around.
You know what? If you ever
Stupid
want to slow
jokes.
your flow of book reading, yeah, you know who to ask.
Yeah, I can just come hang out at your house and talk to you while you're trying to read something.
You can help
So-
with that.
That'd be great.
And for a small fee, I'll leave.
Well, this was great.
Thank you all.
Well,
I guess I'm going to stop the broadcast now. Thank you, live viewers.
Thank you,
Bye,
live
live
viewers.
stream.
We love our listeners.
You